Mic check, mic check. Alright, seems we're all good in here. Alright, go ahead and get started. So in the last time, guys, we, lot of shit went down, We had references off the wazoo, we had computer AIs, we had, incentive of 1 billion yen, which no one seemed to take, or did they? We have Justice fucking Robo, the killer robot with hammers as his weapon, and every time he uses one, he uses a different one afterwards that is slightly bigger, and he has claimed not 1, but 2 victims. He has claimed Yamada's life, as well as Ishimaru's. And today we are going to go on in, and we're gonna figure out what the fuck happened. Who the fuck is Justice Robo? Alright, let's go ahead and go over everything again. Sakura's silent. Togami is silent. Ishimaru's dead. This is all. We've also got access to the 3rd floor of the building, which is where we are now. The 3rd floor contains, 2 classrooms, 2 bathrooms. It contains a rec room where Celeste was attacked and Yamada was kidnapped. Yamada was then brought to the library and hit over the head. We brought him to the infirmary downstairs on floor 1, which is where Yamada was killed. And then we ran up here. There's an art room as well, by the way, on the 3rd floor. And then in this room is the back storeroom of the physics lab, which Ishimaru was killed in. Ishimaru. God damn it, why did this have to happen? Yet another hammer. Justice Hammer number 4, and it's even bigger than the others. So, this is what I mean. Every Justice Hammer number higher is bigger than the one before it. Celeste was attacked with number 1. Hifumi was attacked with number 2, Hifumi was killed with number 3, and then apparently Ishimaru was killed with number 4. Which means Ishimaru's death is also the madman's work. And then Toko is passed out on the floor here. But Fukawa? No, Fukawa too? Relax, she just saw the blood and blacked out. I'm seeing blood? Oh yeah, Fukawa's non-genocider personality can't handle blood. We tried to wake her, but nothing worked. Just let her be. As he said, I should probably just let her be.
Sorry.
Why is this Justice Hammer number 4? What do you mean? First, Celeste was attacked with number 2, with number 1. Next, Yamada was attacked with number 2. The hammer here is hammer number 4. Why is it not Justice Hammer number 3? Oh yeah. What is it? Yeah, right. About hammer number 3. Do you know something? Truth is, Ishimaru isn't the only one who was killed. Yamada was killed too. What? Yamada was also murdered? Is that true? Yeah. And so you came up here to get us, in which case we'd better go check it out. Of course, let us be off. Myself, Ugami, and Togami quickly left the physics room. But the next moment... Oh dear. Celeste, weren't you waiting in the... There's trouble. I heard Yamada was murdered. That is no longer the only problem, huh? What do you mean? It's gone. What's gone? Yamada's corpse. It disappeared. What the fuck? Huh? What are you saying? The corpse has disappeared? Impossible. You're serious. Just what in the world is happening? Quickly, to the infirmary. I ran down the stairs, practically tripping over myself, and then, still breathless, I stepped into the infirmary. I couldn't believe my own eyes. Yamada's corpse, which had been there not minutes before was... gone? Me and Celeste, we went to the restroom real quick. We were only out for about a minute, and then when we got back, this is likely the work of the culprit. He carried the body away. It's like he's playing games. He's enjoying watching us run around and confused and afraid. At this rate, we'll all be killed. We'll be killed like them. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable that the corpse could just disappear. On top of 2 successive murders, one of the corpses has vanished. It's unnatural any way you look at it. Hold on a second. What do you mean 2 successive murders? Ishimaru was also killed in the physics prep room on the 3rd floor. No, Ishimaru too? No, that's...
Asahina.
Calm yourself, Asahina. At this rate, we really will be killed. He'll kill every one of us. In which case, Fukawa's on the top of his list, huh? I had forgotten. She's still unconscious in the physics prep room. You left her at the scene of the murder? What other choice did we have? She was unconscious and wouldn't wake up. Unconscious? You were aware, Togami? But why? You don't think I'd appreciate if that nuisance were killed off? Scoundrel! Holy vey, you guys forgot about her. You have no right to blame me. Now let's hurry. Now's not the time to be fighting. Let's hurry up and get back there. No, I don't want anyone else to die. Togami, should any harm befall Fukawa, I will make you assume responsibility. Is she gone? We left the infirmary and once again climbed the stairs to the 3rd floor. We returned to the prep room as fast as our feet could carry us, and there we found... Nope, she's still there, Fukawa. And Ishimaru's corpse is gone. Thank goodness, she's alright. But then it hit me, the peculiar state of the room. It's gone. Ishimaru's corpse, which should have been there, had disappeared. Did it just really... Is this some sort of dream? It's not a dream. Because I definitely saw Ishimaru's final transformation. What is this? Ishimaru's body disappeared too? Stop saying disappeared. This is what, without a doubt, the culprit's doing. He's hidden the bodies. But what reason is there to hide the bodies? I think I know! Don't ask me! In any case, there's someone dressed as that madman, committing crime after crime. We have to catch him fast, or we really will be all killed. A needless concern. What? Use your head. Who's capable of committing both murders as well as hiding the bodies? Well, when Yamada let out his dying scream, everyone was here together on the 3rd floor. After that, we split into 2 groups. And it's the same now. With Ishimaru's corpse, everyone here was gathered in the infirmary. In other words, the only 2 who aren't here, Hagakure and Kirigiri, could pull everything off. But wait a minute, Kirigiri has an alibi for when Celeste and Yamada were first attacked. She was with us in the cafeteria. Her alibi's solid. You're always taking her side, aren't you? Have we yet another lovebird among us? That's not what... Not that it matters, I accept Kirigiri has an alibi. In which case, the only remaining possibility for the madman's identity is Hagakure. Regardless, nobody else will be murdered. It's written plain as day in the school rules. That's right, the kills say a single villain is allowed to kill a maximum of 2 people. So as long as that rule remains in effect, there will not be a 3rd murder. And if he breaks the rule... Minced sausage hamburger chopped into tiny pieces and ground up. Did you know, for fish, you don't call it mince, you call it surimi. Fucking die. Well, there you go. Since the culprit has already committed 2 murders, there's no chance of another. Togami, you knew all along that Fukawa was in no danger of being killed? Thought I meant it when I said I'd be better off with her dead. In any event, now we can safely search for the 2 hidden corpses. 2 hidden corpses. 2 people were killed, and then their bodies were hidden. Only one without an alibi. The only one who could have done it is Hagakure. But if Hagakure really is the culprit, and then there's Kirigiri, where did she run off to if she's not involved in the incident? What is it, Naegi? Huh? It's nothing. Anyway, first we need to find the bodies. If we don't do that, we're at an impasse.
それでは
Then let's split up and start searching.
でも
But there's no need to be afraid, dear. No one else is going to be murdered.
だって
I want to believe it.
朝日奈よ
If you are uncomfortable going alone, I will stay by your side, Hasukino. Okay, thanks. You need not thank me. Alright then, get searching. If you find the bodies, call for me immediately. Togami left the prep room and everyone else followed his lead, beginning their search for the 2 missing corpses. I think I know I think I have a feeling of what the hell happened. So, he moved the bodies. But, see, my thing is, just because Ishimaru was killed with Justice Hammer number 4, doesn't mean he was the last one to die. Because think about it, no one heard him scream. So what if he was murdered beforehand? And then Yamato was killed, because there's no announcement of someone's dead until 3 people find the body. So what if he moved the bodies so we couldn't get a time of death? Because that would just throw everything else for a loop. Because if Ishimaru died first, then it's understandable as to why everything is, everything's like the way it is, and how Yamada was killed, yet Ishimaru was still dead. I'm gonna check this back room. Huh? Looks like it's locked. Yep. That's not what I meant to click. I wonder where the 2 bodies disappeared to. Right now, we must search for the missing bodies. We can talk later. I have a feeling we're in there. Naeki.
Oi.
What are you standing around looking stupid for? To the art room now. So you... Yes, I found them. Yep. Yamada's and Ishimaru's corpses were in the art room.
じゃあな
Asahina and Nugami already know. We're going on ahead. So their corpses were in the art room? I told you. I literally just said that, did I not? Did I literally just not say they're probably in the back room? I mean, it's locked, so they're in the back room. Called it. Fucking called it. Alright. Corpses are here. It's the art room storage room. Turn the doorknob. Looks like it's open, in which case there's only one thing to do here. Open the door and stepped inside, and there I saw this again. Yep. The 2 corpses that had disappeared. And the mallets are gone. Aha! So that's where the mallets came from. The suffocating scent of blood that permeated the room. Shouted from the rooftops, this is the undeniable truth. And for the second time that day, we heard the ominous announcement. And with that said, the Monokuma File. You guys get your very own copy of the Monokuma File 3. I was gonna pass it out when you found the body before, but I thought I saw another wave coming. And it looks like I was dead on. Shut up and hand it over. Okay, well, investigate long and hard so you're good and ready for the class trial. See you later, alligator. We found the bodies. All that's left is to find the culprit. You wait just a second. How can you be so relaxed? They're dead. Both of them. They're both dead. They're not coming back. You're terrible. You're a terrible person. Asuna broke down, tears streaming down her cheeks. She lifted Yamada's motionless head and cradled it in her arms. Who would do this? Why? Why would they do this? A large tear fell from Asahina's eye and landed on Yamada's cheek. Sheesh. If this were a fairy tale, this would be the part where Yamada would open his eyes. However, there's no fairy tale. Poor thing. Nope. Ah. Wah. This is no fairy. He came back to life? What? Where am I? It's cold. Am I in Antarctica? Yamada, hang in there. Huh? Yes. I remember. This is Kabagamine Academy. What the fuck? Don't give up on me. You can do it. I remember. I met everyone before I met everyone. Looks like his memory's fried. He's done for. I see a light. The light's growing larger. It's like a comet. Yamada, who did this to you? Who attacked you? Who's the culprit? Culprit? I know the culprit's name. I remember it's... I remember Master Yasuhiro. It's Hagakure. He's closed his eyes for a second time and never opened them again. Yamada's second wind sputtered and died out, putting an end to his final farewell. Asina's tears continued falling in a steady stream onto his cheek, his forehead, his lips. There would be no second miracle, only an affirmation of our cold reality. This isn't some old love story. All the tears in the world couldn't revive a goldfish. You truly are a heartless, insensitive, cold-blooded bastard. I pray at least your lungs still function. Frankly, I'm pissed off. What the hell right does he have to come back from the dead just to say something like that? Fucking die, you piece of shit! Thanks to him, the whole damn game's been ruined. He said Ak and Yasuhiro, yes? Hagakure. Yasuhiro Hagakure. He couldn't have meant anything else. Well, that was pretty much settles it. He attacked Celeste and Yamada, then he killed both Ishimaru and Yamada. On top of that, he hid their bodies, all while wearing some bizarre costume and hauling around these justice hammers. And it was all Hagakure? Unforgivable. I'll never forgive him for what he's done. For killing two of my friends. In any case, I suppose it's about time we begin this life or death game of Guess Who. Though this round looks like it'll be a clean sweep, so much for a life and death game. Yes, it does indeed. Begins again. Tears are turning, and they can't be stopped. I know all too well. What I have to do for my life and for everyone else's lives. I know what I have to do. It can't be that easy, right? First off, I should go over the Monokuma file and refresh my memory. Victims, Hifumi Yamada and Kiyotaka Ishimaru, both died as a result of a blunt force trauma to the head. It appears they were killed with similar weapons. That's it. It is rather peculiar. There's far too little information compared to the previous events. Hardly an issue after all. The incident played out before our very eyes. It's only natural we should have more information than the Monokuma file. See, and they didn't even say the time of death for either of them. So, literally, I think that's what happened. I suppose you have a point, but there's another matter as well. The person who has yet to show herself. You mean Kirigiri? While she does indeed have an alibi for the times Yamada and Celeste were attacked, it's not possible she was operating as an accessory to the culprit. An accessory? An accessory? What do you want?
No need to be catty. I came all the way out here just to answer your questions.
Questions?
You were talking about there being an accomplice, weren't you? I'm pretty sure I already explained this to you. Ah, yes, it was during the first class trial.
While we're here, I'd like to ask the teddy bear, so if there's an accomplice, are they also a villain?
Well, here's your answer. While it is possible to bring along an accomplice for murder, only the perpetrator himself can graduate, which means no matter how much they assist in the crime, the accomplice has nothing to gain.
Then it doesn't seem likely there's an accomplice.
Ergo, there's 0% of profit margin for any and all accomplice behavior. So you're saying there's no chance an accomplice was involved in this incident? That much I can't tell you. If I did, it'd be hindering your guys' imaginations. I just don't want you to forget that no matter how much anyone assists in a murder, there can only be one villain. An accomplice has nothing to gain.
In other words, we have to identify the single villain who committed the murders as usual.
While we're on the subject, I'll take this opportunity to make everything perfectly clear. For this class trials, you guys only need to identify the one true villain who devised and carried out a plan for murder.
The one true villain?
I think I've explained enough for you. From here on, it's just you guys and the villain butting heads. May the best bear win.
So there's a mastermind. So there's only one villain. An accomplice has nothing to gain, which means Kirigiri being involved is really out of the question. Really is out of the question. Most likely.
I'm glad for that, but still, where did she run off to?
If she has no involvement in the murders, then it matters not. We must focus on our investigation.
Investigation? Ah, yes. Well, we already know Hagakure killed them. I suppose a quick investigation wouldn't do us any harm. Shouldn't we consider that a homicidal maniac might be a suspect too? Just throwing that out there. Genocider show? What? What have I ever done to you? Ah!
When did you?
You weren't there when I woke up, so I've been looking all over for you, White Knight. Anyway, you over there, little Miss Godzilla Knockers. Godzilla Knockers? Why am I a suspect? You're a homicidal maniac, need I say more? Is that all that it takes to become a regular suspect? A regular on the suspect list? I've got an alibi.
She's right, she does have an alibi. She was with the rest of us when Yamada screamed. Plus, when the two corpses were stolen, she was still unconscious in the physics lab. While I give you Ishimaru's corpse, she couldn't have transported Yamada's from the infirmary.
I don't look at it. But I actually put a lot of thought into my craft. You guys know how I roll. I've been laid bare for all to see, so killing's out of the question for me. That's not something to be proud of. In any case, what about securing the scene? I'm worried about the bodies being taken again.
Asahina and I can handle that. Right, is that alright, Asahina?
Yeah, I'm not gonna be much help with the investigation anyway.
And that's that, we can finally get started. Something about this case feels kind of odd. Everyone has an alibi, which means the number of possible suspects is limited. On the other hand, and maybe it's just me overthinking things, but something tells me it's not quite that simple. Yeah, someone is definitely a mastermind here. Knowing this game beforehand, it's like, oh, Genocider show. For like the for the Fujisaki thing, it's like, oh, Genocider show's MO. Oh, it's not Genocider show. That'd be too easy. Oh, so maybe it's Togami's setup. No, that would also be too easy. We have to throw a complete loop here, and it's Wada. Oh, Leon. Even as easy as they made it for the first case, there was still, like, a giant red herring, and it's like, yeah, it was Leon who killed Mizono, but Mizono technically was going to attack him first, so not everything is always what it seems with this game. So being that it says find the one true villain, and he straight up said it was Hagakure, I feel like Hagakure is the one who killed them, but there is a mastermind. There is 100% a mastermind here. So let's look at my boy's corpse first. It's Ishimaru, he's completely still, and according to the Monokuma file, Ishimaru's death was the result of blunt force trauma to the head. He was found in the physics prep room, Justice Hammer number 4, as the murder weapon. Also, a vinyl sheet has been spread out underneath Ishimaru's corpse. Perhaps the culprit used this when he transported Ishimaru's body? No, so he wouldn't leave any blood behind? Blue vinyl sheet. But why... Yamada's huge, cold body... That's insulting. Yamada's huge, cold body is sprawled on the floor. Man, he really is big. So big, in fact, I wonder how the culprit ever managed to move him. I mean, his body was found in the infirmary on the first floor. This is the third floor. So just how the heck could he have moved Yamada from the first floor to the third floor? And without us noticing, for that matter. Nope, nothing's coming to me. Anyway, I'll hold off on thinking about that until later, and focus on examining his body for now. The cause of death was, indeed, blunt force trauma to the head. And that Justice Hammer number 3 I saw in the infirmary was most likely used to do it. Wait, hold on a second. Something's wrong with this body. But just what is it? Something is different. Something about when I saw the body in the infirmary and the body I'm looking at now. Oh yeah, his glasses. When I saw Yamada's corpse in the infirmary, his glasses were definitely covered in blood. But now they're clean, which means someone wiped Yamada's glasses? But who? And why? What? There's a wide array of hammers hanging here, from small to large, but several are missing. Missing? What if these hammers were used as a base to create the Justice Hammers? Either way, these hammers look like they've seen a whole lot of use. They're all speckled with stone fragments and powdered rock. This hammer appears to be wet and it's the only one that's not dirty. That means someone washed it? Huh. A trolley without a handle. I've seen trolleys like this in art rooms before. It's for transporting sculptures and stuff like that, right? Looks a little inconvenient, but if you'd bend over and crouch down a bit, it's definitely useful. This trolley. Isn't this the same one that was in the physics prep room when Ishimaru was discovered? Let's look at this. There's blood on the tires. A trolley with blood on the tires moved from the physics prep room to the art storage room. What does it all mean? Loaded storage room trolley into your electro ID. Hammer doesn't do anything, I know that much. Talk to everybody else in a minute. Alright. Alright, Togami, what you got? Hey, Togami, so do you think Hagakure really is the culprit? I can't think of anyone else who could be. Every one of us had an alibi for the murders and the disappearance of the corpses. And then there's Yamada's dying words. Yasuhiro, right? Not just that, he tried to say Ak or something, too. All points to Yasuhiro Hagakure. But even if Hagakure did do it, why would he try to hide himself by wearing that bizarre costume? I'm sure he just thought that as long as he hid his figure, he wouldn't be found out. He's a degenerate and a fool. Well, Hagakure is kind of a doof. But can you really just pack everything up in a little box labeled doofus and call it a day? I feel like there's a big hint hidden there somewhere.
Nanda.
Is that everything? Nothing else stands out to you? No, there's more that I can't figure out. Like why the culprit hid the bodies. Maybe he thought if we couldn't find the corpses that we couldn't hold an investigation. And yet despite that, we had almost no trouble finding them. That too could only be because the culprit's an imbecile. Is that really good enough? There's one more thing that stuck out to me. Why did the culprit commit 2 murders? What? I mean, according to the rules, if you commit a murder without getting caught, you graduate. In which case, I think the culprit would first and foremost want to ensure no one else found out. By committing 2 murders, you leave that much more evidence behind. Wait, perhaps, I see, so that's what this is. But what are you talking about? We are not friends, and don't you forget it. Well, where'd this coming from? You have my gratitude. Thanks to you, it looks like I'll be able to squeeze a little fun out of this game. And with that, to the storage room. It sounded like he's figured something out. Would have been nice if he told me, too. A number of things occurred during this incident. No, perhaps better say a great deal of things. There is value in revisiting past events. You might recall something you overlooked. Shall I help you go over it once more? Sure. What the fuck? Hold on. Alright, sorry about that, guys. There was apparently a stream issue, and I don't really know what the fuck happened. So, let me just give you a rundown of what the heck we just went over. Basically, we're going over the crimes, what the heck happened again, and before we got to this, we talked about, me, Sakura, Asahina, and Kirigiri were all in the cafeteria. No one else came. We waited till about 8. We all split up. Kirigiri went missing. We found Celeste, who says she was in the rec room on the 3rd floor. Said she was attacked about an hour ago, which would have put it at around 7 a.m. A little after 7. Additionally, we discovered Yamada had been dragged off by that very same Justice Robo. We began our search for the madman, and soon after, we met up with Fukawa and Togami. Moments later, we found Yamada injured in the 2nd floor library. After escorting Yamada to the infirmary on the 1st floor, we resumed our search. Then, just after we left the infirmary... What is it? I saw a shadow. There was a shadow moving at the top of the stairs. Based on Celeste's sighting, we all went to the 2nd floor and split up to look for the madman. And not long after that, Celeste screamed. This time, she had spotted the madman on the 3rd floor. Hearing her scream, we all headed for the 3rd floor. What happened, Celeste? It's a rather exaggerated cry coming from you. I saw him, the costume madman, and I shouted. He ran off. Myself facing opposite of the stairs, he turned the corner at the end of the hall to the left. Oh. And yet again, just moments after that... Huh? What was that? It came from downstairs, which means that scream. Was Yamada in the infirmary? Crap, let's hurry back. So we split into 2 groups. Celeste, Asahina, and I returned to the infirmary. And you, Togami, and Fukawa went after the madman on the 3rd floor. There in the infirmary, we discovered Yamada's dead body. At the time, I heard the corpse discovery announcement. I left Celeste and Asahina behind and returned to the 3rd floor to report the bad news. However, at the same time, we had just found the Ishimaru's corpse in the physics prep room. Yamada and Ishimaru's corpses were likely discovered nearly at the same time. I too heard the corpse discovery announcement, and immediately after we found Ishimaru's body. Then I informed you, Togami, about Yamada's murder. So Yumi and Togami then headed for the infirmary together, leaving Fukawa, who had passed out, behind. But just after we left the physics lab, we heard surprising news from Celeste, who had come upstairs after me. Yamada's corpse, it disappeared. We hurried back to the infirmary and Yamada's body was gone. After that, remembering we had forgotten about Fukawa, we all returned to the prep room. Did it just really? Is this some sort of dream? This time, Ishimaru's corpse that had disappeared. Rattled and confused, we quickly set out to search for the missing bodies. And then, after some time of searching, hearing Celeste had found the corpses, we all headed in for the storage room. And there, we rediscovered the 2 missing bodies. And that covers everything, I think. Looking back at it, it strikes me just how much has happened in such a short time. Should you ever wish to go over things again, let me know. You have my cooperation.
You know, actually that helped, because going back over it, I've realized a lot of this involved Celeste. Like, the way I think about it, the way I think about this, the way I think about all this is that like, she had a time to take a picture of Yamada being kidnapped. That struck me as odd to begin with. Then the fact that she was the one that saw the shadow each time. She was the one that saw him each time. She's the one that said that the body vanished. And she's the one that found the bodies to begin with. That's a little strange to me. That is a little strange, if you ask me. Hey, Naegi, actually something's been bugging me. About this storage room. What about it? You know, after Yamada and Ishimaru's bodies disappeared, we all split up to go look. I was scared, so I went along with Sakura. After everyone split up, we went straight to this art room to look around. But at the same time, the storage room door was locked and we couldn't get in. The door was locked? We came straight here when the search started, so there's no way anyone got here before us. But then, who locked the door, you know? Plus, it's open now, so you're right, that is perplexing. The door was locked just after we started searching for the bodies, and it's unlocked now. There's gotta be something to that. Maybe I can figure out something once I get out of this room. The door does indeed lock, but it looks like it can only be set from inside the storage room. I can't see any way for the door to be locked. It could be locked from the outside. The door to the storage room can only be locked from the inside. There's something to that. Asahina and Ogami can attest the door was locked when we started searching for the bodies. The door can only be locked from inside the storage room. That means, in other words, when Asahina and Ogami came to investigate, someone was already inside the locked storage room, and eventually that someone unlocked the door, and the room became accessible again. Plus, Asahina said no one could have gotten here before them, which means the person in the storage room... I think I found all the clues in this area, in which case I should check some other places out. Places worth investigating. All that's coming to me right now are the infirmary and the prep room. This is really, really weird. Alright, well, let's head over to the prep room, considering it's right nearby.
There are what appears to be tire tracks extending from the puddle of blood on the floor. That reminds me, the trolley in the art room storage room had blood on its tires. I wonder, maybe the blood on those tires came from here? If so, Ishimaru's corpse was probably moved from here to the storage room on that trolley. They're both on the 3rd floor, so it would be easy enough to use the trolley to move the body. But even if it was possible to move Ishimaru's corpse with the trolley, that doesn't answer the question about how Yamada's corpse was moved. Yamada on the 1st floor in the infirmary. There's no way you could use the trolley to transport him up to the 3rd floor. It's a mystery. Justice Hammer number 4 was used to attack Ishimaru. The corpse was moved, but the murder weapon was left untouched. The culprit was hard at work moving the body. That was busy going Betty by. It brings me to tears knowing I missed such an extremely rare sight. I feel like I've seen one of these vinyl sheets before. And recently, too. Is there anything else to... Alright. There we go. This is really weird. Can I not look at the pool of blood? It's Justice Hammer number 3 was used to attack Yamada. The corpse was moved, but the murder weapon was left untouched. Okay. It's like a pretty ordinary trash can, but what's this? There's something in it. Looks like it's a little too small to be a handkerchief. It looks like a glasses cloth. There's some sort of character printed on it. More importantly, it's covered in blood. Did you find something? Yeah, there was a glasses cloth inside the trash can. A glasses cloth? And there's blood on it. Someone had to have used this glasses cloth to wipe away the blood. Who would wipe away blood with a glasses cloth, and why? I can hardly fathom a reason. It's hard to imagine why, but I think there's something to this. What are you investigating, Celeste? I wouldn't go as far as call it an investigation. Hagakure must be hiding somewhere, so I'm searching for him. And if I may return your question, what are you investigating, Maggie? I'm mostly just looking around, checking all sorts of things out. But really what's on my mind right now is how the culprit managed to move Yamada's body. How he managed to move Yamada's body? When Yamada's body disappeared, you were here in the infirmary, right? Zine and I were feeling under the weather, so Asahina was feeling under the weather, so I remained here along with her. However, she was looking particularly bad, so I accompanied her to the restroom. And then, when you got back, the corpse was gone? Yes, but he was only out of our sight for a minute. Asahina basically said the same thing, which means the culprit moved Yamada's body in the span of that 1 minute? That would be the case. Finding it harder and harder to believe this is even possible. I mean, the culprit removing Yamada's enormous body in just a minute? So this is where you were, Naegi. I have been looking for you. You were looking for me? Thought I'd give you my thanks for earlier. Even though it wasn't intentional. Thanks to you, this game has gotten a whole lot more interesting. Go to Hagakuri's room. Also take this. This is the note Hagakuri wrote when Kirigiri made him round up everyone last night, isn't it? Good memory. Yeah, his handwriting left quite the impression on me. With this, everything falls into place. This is a trap. What is? Haha, things are getting exciting. What are you talking about? I've repaid my debt to you. Beyond that, I have no obligation to share anything. Later. Well, he said to go to Hagakuri's room, so I guess there's something there. What the fuck? Now I'm extremely confused. This game is great. I am not going to deny that. It's depressing as all shit. But it is great. I will not deny that. Doors unlocked? Looks like I can go inside. Togami told me to look around, so sorry Hagakuri, but I'm going in. Oh. So this is Hagakuri's room. Everywhere I look, there's stuff I can't make heads or tails of. Where on earth did he get all this? And still, the man himself is nowhere to be found, so he can't really complain about having his room investigated without permission, right? Regular bed, just like the one in my room. Appears to be something inside these cardboard boxes. These look like blueprints of some sort. And then we have sheets of plastic and plasterboard, some stuff made out of cardboard too. Could this have been used to build the Justice Robo suit? And since this was in Hagakuri's room, this means... Wait, hold on a second. Something obviously fishy. Yeah, that is not his handwriting. About these blueprints. That is in no way, shape, or form his handwriting. I at least stuck my head into the shower. There's nothing here except a really big mess. How the heck do you make a shower so dirty? Huh. Now what? Naegi, we've got trouble. Big trouble. What's wrong? We found Kirigiri. What? Kirigiri? Is she alright? Where is she? That's not the only thing. Justice Robo showed up too. Justice Robo too? Yeah, and Hagakuri's inside the costume. Anyway, everyone's at the pool on the second floor. Hurry up and join them quickly. You think both Hagakuri and Kirigiri showed up right now at the same time? Alright, I'll go now. To the pool, right? And so I dashed to the second floor. Kirigiri and... Yeah, I feel like I was hit by a train, dude. Is that you, Hagakure? Hagakure, right? Aha! Can't you tell just by looking, dude? No, not really, actually. Whoa, what's up with this? Ah, I was rebuilt in my sleep by an evil secret society? Huh? Justice Robo's finally made his appearance, and it was Kirigiri who found him. That is, without a doubt, the madman that attacked us. Apparently that thing is Hagakure. Talk to Kirigiri for the story. Alright, I'm getting there. That's not what I was trying to do. It's a large locker inside by the poolside. I found Hagakure inside the locker over there by the poolside. He was sound asleep, so I kicked him until he woke up. You didn't have to kick me. You could have been, like, a little nicer about it, dude. Like, rubbing my tummy or something. I'll pass. By the way, what have you been doing all this time, Kirigiri? You went missing all of a sudden. You never came back. I was just checking something out. Checking something out? It's nothing. It's not nothing. Nothing! More importantly, don't you get it, Kirigiri? They suspect you of being the Puppet Master's mole. First of all, how about you explain yourself, Hagakure? Why are you dressed up like that? Well, I don't really know either. I just suddenly fell asleep, and when I woke up, I was here. Was he hypnotized? Not that it matters, but do something about that costume. It hurts just looking at you. Dude, I can't take it off. Why can't I take it off? Someone give me a hand, would you? I'd rather you refrain from building things you can't take off by yourself. I didn't build this thing! The clasp on the back appears to be what's preventing me from taking it off. It's sealed fairly tightly as well. Alright, fine, I'll give you a hand. It took us several minutes to get all the pieces separated. But with everyone's cooperation, we managed to remove Hagakure from the costume. Ah, the taste of sweet freedom, dude. I'm surprised how perfectly this fits Hagakure, you know? Put it another way, no one other than Hagakure could have possibly wear this costume. Wait, what? What? Wait a sec. There's no point in trying to hide it. I saw the blueprints in the room. It's quite obvious you were the one who built this costume. I saw the blueprints too. Same here. Then it really was Hagakure? Who attacked everyone? Let's hog tie him. Yeah, nobody else gets hurt. Hog tie me? Hold on a second, everyone. I think that's going a little too far. He may be the prime suspect, but he still deserves a chance to defend himself. Anyway, first of all, what's this about attacks and blueprints? I'm hella lost right now. Was he hypnotized? Save your excuses. It's already settled. You're the culprit. What? What culprit? I don't know what you're talking about. Someone is trying to frame me, dude. That's gotta be it. Nobody other than you could have worn this costume, Hagakure, so the madman has to be you. It couldn't have been anyone else. You can't know that unless you try, dude. Fine. If you're that insistent, I'll try it, okay? As soon as the words left her mouth, Asahina began dressing herself in the robo suit. See, look at that. It's way too big. What am I looking at right now? Besides, I can't see a thing. I can't even see my feet. I'm surprised you managed to walk around with this on. Like I said, it wasn't me. And what's up with this? The back doesn't bend at all. It's a pretty big design flaw. Design flaw? That's harsh. What? Just me going with the flow. It didn't actually design. Well, either way, you get it now, right? You're the only one who could have worn this costume, Hagakure. With an irritated look on her face, Asahina removed the pieces from the costume. How about that? Can't talk yourself out of this. That's just because you're a chick, dude. If a dude tries it, Naegi do it. Alright. It's just Naegi do it. Reluctantly. I find it funny how it's like, me and, besides Hagakure, Naegi and Togami are the only two guys left, so it's just Naegi do it. I ain't fucking doing it. Fuck you. Nope. Our arms aren't the same length. I can't even get it on. See, like I said, it's not possible. It does seem to have been made to fit Hagakure's body. And there's another costume just like it, and someone else wore it? He's your culprit. If that's what you propose, then I kindly request you present some evidence. What kind of evidence? If you wish to claim that there's another costume, then you must find it and present it to us. Say what? Either way, you're the only one who doesn't have an alibi for the attacks. So you're definitely the culprit, Hagakure. First off, what the heck happened? I have no clue what's going on right now. Would someone please help me out here? Does he not actually not know? I'm telling you, man, he was hypnotized or some shit. Dude, you gotta tell me what's going on. I'm completely lost. Going by what's been said, I guess someone's been killed. Hey, Naegs, who was killed? Well, both Ishimaru and Yamada. What? Both?
And you're the one who killed him.
I told you it wasn't me!
No, wait a sec. Since it was 2 of them who were killed...
Ah, I know who the culprit is, dude.
I suppose it's only fair. Let's hear what you have to say. Ish and Yams were in a heated battle over alter ego, right, dude? Therefore, the culprit is alter ego, aka Fooge, dude. Fooge? That was disappointing.
Disappointing?
Just give it up already. You're not fooling us. You killed them, didn't you? I told you. You're way off the mark. Oh yeah, dude, that note I got. Note? Last night, I found a strange note stuck in my bedroom door. This is what it said. Found a hole, like a secret path. Can you see outside? Probably a way out. Would be bad if Monokuma found out, so don't talk to anyone. Meet in the rec room at 1 AM. But when I went to the rec room, like I said, I passed out or something. I'm pretty sure the culprit drugged me with something, dude. As if. It's not impossible. There are drugs in the infirmary which could be used to induce sleep. But really?
Like I thought, I got duped. They knew I'd fall for stuff like secret path and can see the outside. They deceived me, dude.
And you got caught like a mouse in a trap.
When you're locked up for this long, you wanna check stuff like that out. Even fully aware it's a lie, huh? Yeah, I've been tricked. I was taken advantage of by my desire to get out of here, dude.
Sounds like a bunch of crap to me.
It's not crap.
Fine, then show me the note.
Yeah, get a load of this, dude. It's here in my pocket. It's gone, I guess. But believe me, I'm begging you. I truly didn't kill anyone, honest.
You've already been told. If you don't want to be believed, then kindly produce the note. You can assert whatever you do so desire, but if you wish to be believed, you must present evidence.
Oh, come on, man. Well, it's about time we recommence our investigation. Not much time left until the class trial.
What is there to investigate? Everyone knows perfectly well. Why did you do it, Hagakure? Why did you kill Yamada Nishimaru?
I told you!
Was it for Monokuma's reward? Yeah, you look like you have money troubles.
Wait, stop assuming things! Someone help me out here!
You should be thankful we didn't tie you up.
If you have the time to cry about it, then wouldn't that time be better spent looking for something? Ah, right. Gotta get looking for that note and costume. I'm out here, dudes. Gotta bolt.
Should get back to the crime scene, too. I asked Fukawa, Genocider, to take over for me. It'd be tragic if she got into a fight with Sakura or something. So I'll see you later.
And so everyone dispersed except...
Can I ask you a favor, Naegi?
Huh?
I'd like you to give me a hand with my investigation. I'm off to a bit of a late start, but I'd like to make up that ground as much as possible.
I'd be happy to help, but you have to promise me something first. You have to promise when this is over, you tell me why you disappeared. I refuse. Even after everything that had happened, she still didn't hesitate to make her response.
Anyway, I'd like your help. Is that alright?
Yeah, got it.
I appreciate it. Let's go.
Okay.
Hey, Naegi, first I want to see the corpses.
I want to see the corpses. Doesn't seem like the kind of thing a girl my age should be saying.
Corpses don't lie. They tell a far more genuine truth than the living. Isn't that right? How am I supposed to respond to that? Jesus. Anyway, let's get going. If we aren't quick, we won't have enough time before the class trial starts.
Yeah, got it. Alright. Take me where the corpses are. This is... What the fuck is going on? Yoshimaru. For just a moment, Hiyogiri's face appeared to harden. But that's all it was, a moment.
Let's begin.
She crouched down next to Ishimaru's body and without hesitation began inspecting it. Just like it says in the Monokuma file, they were killed with similar weapons. As she worked, she appeared unconcerned, indifferent. It seemed completely natural for her, to the point where even my discomfort began to fade. Naegi, I just noticed something. What's that? You know that Ishimaru wore a watch on his left wrist, right? Did he? Your attentiveness around people is sorely lacking. You're not a people person, are you? No, that's not it, Anyway, what about the watch? Have a look. It's broken. The hand stopped moving, see? So we have a time of attack! Expected it was broken in a fight with someone. Additionally, these hands stopped just after 6. Yep, called it. Ishimaru was killed first, which means the watch was broken just after 6. However, Ishimaru's watch wasn't broken at that time last night. Hey, how long do you plan on making us wait? Ishimaru looked down at his wristwatch irritably and raised his voice further. It's almost 10 o'clock. That's bedtime for all the good little boys and girls. Since his watch seemed to be working then, means it wasn't broken at 6 last night, but at 6 this morning. But that's not all I noticed. Look at Ishimaru's left hand. Seems to be holding something. You're right, he's got something white. I wonder what it is. It's a note. Take it, Naegi. Who, me? Rigor mortis has begun to set in. Physical tasks are the boy's responsibility, right? Alright, fine. I reluctantly took Ishimaru's hand in mine. He was frigid, and the ice-like cold made my heart skip a beat. With great effort, I managed to remove it from Ishimaru's tight grip. Scrap of paper? Is that what was in his hand? Yeah, that's it. Just a scrap of paper. Doesn't give us much to go off of, does it? Oh, really? As she spoke, Kirigiri repositioned herself next to Yamada's body. Next, we'll look at Yamada's corpse. Might be more evidence in his left behind. How's it going? Have you found anything? Yes, there's even more here than I expected. Look at this. It's a balled-up sheet of paper. Sitting on Yamada's person. Hidden? It was in his underwear. I can't imagine he was doing anything other than hiding it. You put your hand in his underwear? It's just underwear. It's not like I put my hands in his socks. Don't quite follow that logic. Anyway, we should see what's on it. Maggie, unball the paper for me, would you? Just thinking about where that came from, how should I say it? If this turns out to be useless, I'll never forgive you, Yamada. A handwritten note? Found a hole like a secret path. You can see the outside, probably a way out. Would be bad if Monokuma found out, so don't talk to anyone. Meet in the physics prep room at 6 a.m. Now that sounds familiar, doesn't it? Oh yeah, the same note Hagakure was talking about. Then Hagakure really was telling the truth? It's not the same, though. Last night I found a strange note behind his bedroom door. Secret path, probably way out. 1 a.m., not 6 a.m. The meeting time is different. Hagakure said he was told to show up at 1 a.m. The emote Yamada says, God says 6 a.m. Hold on. Just because Yamada had the note doesn't mean he was the recipient. What? The right corner of the sheet of paper it was torn, see? It's an important detail. It's important that the paper is torn? Would you mind elaborating on that, Kirigiri? Think about it. Why do you think Ishimaru was holding onto that scrap of paper so tightly in the first place? I don't know. What if, when he had it, it wasn't just a scrap, but something more valuable? How did that more valuable thing turn into the scrap we found? That's where you'll find your answer. By the way, while we were here, I thought I'd mention, the deceased both have their own Electro IDs, just as they should. Which means most likely there aren't any Electro ID tricks involved in these murders. Well, there doesn't seem to be much leeway for such tricks to come into play this time anyway. So you're saying that it's alright to just ignore the Electro IDs altogether for this case? If it wasn't worth thinking about, I wouldn't have mentioned it in the first place. All I said is that no Electro ID tricks were used to commit these murders. However, they will probably be of use at some point. Electro IDs will be at use at some point? I have no idea what she's suggesting. Since it's Kirigiri who said it, it's worth keeping in the back of my mind. Alright, it's investigation time, my guys. Here we go. Oh boy. This is gonna be fun, fun, fun! It's time for the class trial! A class trial, a binding flash like fireworks in the night, born of a clash between life and death. Anywho, you guys should know the drill by now. Oi! Hurry up, you blokes, and get your asses to the little red Roger on the first floor. What? Boo-boo, see you soon. Unfortunately, it seems our investigation has to end here. Now it's up to you to think for yourself and reach your own conclusions. Yeah, you're right. Let's get going. Yeah. Oh, shit. Well, here we go. Those who had heard Monokuma's command gathered on the other side of the red door. And after everyone had arrived... What the fuck? What's up, times two? There's more than one of you? No, there's only one. It's an illusion you think you can see too. I'm utilizing the afterimage effect resulting from me moving back and forth at a super high speed. You guys tell which Monokuma... Can you guys tell which Monokuma is the real Monokuma? Can we get onto the elevator yet? You're no fun, times two. I have no intention of playing along with your childish games. Fine, you win. Well, you're all here, so be my guest. The elevator's all yours. I'll go on ahead and meet you there. Let's go. Well, wait a second. I'm not ready for this. There's no running away now, Hagakure. You'll pay for what you did. I told you I'm not the culprit. Oh yes, were you ever able to find that other costume? What about the note? Nope, couldn't find anything. How unfortunate. And I suppose that means it's settled. This isn't the place for this discussion. I believe the courtroom was set aside for that very purpose. She's right, we could talk in the courtroom. Yeah, I agree. That's right. I have to go. I have to do this. Can't let Yamada and Ishimaru's murderer get away with what he did. For those of us who are still here, and for the two that are no longer with us. Someone in this room, one of these 8 people, killed 2 of my friends, murdered Yamada and Ishimaru. And with that, we know exactly who the culprit is. This trial will be over as soon as it begun. Are your ears just for decoration? Save the discussion for the courtroom. Hurry up, Hagakure needs to pay for what he's done. Monokuma's behavior. This is nothing but a game to him. Nah, believe me, dude, it wasn't me. To be honest, I do. Well, I believe it was you who killed them, but I don't believe that you're the mastermind. All that's left is to debate amongst ourselves until we reach our final conclusion. Took a long, deep breath and let out slowly, then walked toward the elevator, where everyone had gotten on. Fuck. The elevator door shut automatically and began its descent. Enveloped in the elevator's deep mechanical rumble, we grew deeper and deeper into the darkness. There's no turning back now. Until everything's been settled and all the cards are on the table, we can't come back. After some time, the elevator came to a halt and opened its doors, the doors of a cruel and unforgiving fate. How has it changed this time? Oh. Huh.
Wait, seeing you all here like this makes me realize just how few of you are left. Feels like the climax is just around the corner. It's all your fault.
Why are you making us do this, dude? It's animal cruelty in reverse.
Wah. How can you not like me? I'm so gosh darned adorable.
Cut the crap and get started already.
Oh, I'll start alright. I'm not gonna drag things out with a jerk move like thrilling conclusion after these messages.
But I am. See you guys in the next episode. No, I'm kidding.
So let's get this show on the road. Go find your seat with your name on it.
And once again, the curtain rose on. Alright, let's do this. A trial for life, and a judgment of death. Deception in life, and treachery in death. Betrayal for life, and betrayal for death. Riddles of life, and the mystery of death. Justification for life, and the rationalization of death. Faith in life, trust in death. A crash trial to live, or the class trial to die. Let's do it. Increases crosshair drift, effective during non-stop. That's actually useful. That's actually really useful. Reduces the rate at which the concentration gauge depletes. Effective during non-stop. I will take that. You guys are useful as fuck. Damn. Alright. Court is now in session. Alright, let's do it. Yeah, we know. Finger the true villain and only the villain gets punished. But make the wrong accusation and everyone else gets punished, leaving your deceiver to graduate free and clear. Okie dokie. First on the agenda is... We know who the culprit is already. Oh ho ho. He has no alibi for the murders or disappearing bodies. And most damningly, was found in the costume. No matter how you look at it, your culprit is Yasuhiro Hagakure. I'm telling you, I didn't do it. I was knocked out the whole time.
Shut your trap, you filthy murderer.
Look who's talking! I'm sorry, Hagakure. We even have evidence. The blueprints for that costume and the numerous parts most likely used to construct it. All of this was found in your room. This is unequivocal proof that you built the costume, dressed it yourself in it, and proceeded to commit a long string of crimes. I'm telling you, I know nothing, I know nothing, I know nothing, I know nothing, I know nothing! Is Hagakure really the culprit, or that's the first thing that needs to be made clear? Let's do this. Hagakure's message. Your room gave us everything we needed. These blueprints, these raw materials, they all point to you being the culprit. I know nothing! It's all a trap, a conspiracy. Why'd you kill them, Hagakure? Hold on a second, please. Alright. Okay, yeah, I'm supposed to hit it on blueprints. It's just very vague of a thing. Yoink! Break. Did Hagakure really draw those blueprints? What are you trying to say? Take a look at this. This note Hagakure used to gather everyone all together after Alter Ego went missing. Compared to these blueprints, the handwriting is clearly different, see? He's right, they don't appear to be written by the same person. He could have simply changed his handwriting. No, the difference is too great to have been only a change from handwriting. Anyway, I'm not talented enough to do something like change my handwriting at will. Then are you saying Hagakuri's not the culprit, Naegi? It's not just Naegi. I don't think he is either. Huh? But then, who was Justice Robo really? Are you saying Hagakuri was right and someone else wore a costume just like it? The identity of the madman? Her answer, Naegi. Yeah, just push it all onto me, sure. Come on, Naegi, answer me. What's Justice Robo's real identity? A so-called madman. The only one who could have worn the Justice Robo costume. Hagakuri. It couldn't have been anyone else. The costume only fit him, and in the end, we never found another costume, so there's no mistake there. Hagakuri was the madman. You're not making any sense. Didn't you just say Hagakuri wasn't the culprit? It makes perfect sense. Hagakuri was the madman, but he wasn't the culprit, that's all. Which means... Exactly, the culprit and the madman are not the same person. What? A stroke of genius! Do you have any evidence to suggest that the madman is not the culprit? Of course I do, but first things first. There is something that must be made perfectly clear, so let's talk about that first. Hey, cut the dramatics and spit it out. Everything has an order in which it must be done. So, what's this matter that you must make clear before we proceed? The method by which Ishimaru's corpse was moved. It seems certain things were used when his corpse was moved. Can you tell me what those were, Naegi? Let's use Ishimaru's corpse. There's that, and then one more. A trolley and a vinyl sheet, right? Why did you just click his tongue? Let me explain. After Ishimaru's corpse vanished from the physics prep room, when we rediscovered it in the storage room, it was wrapped in a vinyl sheet, right? That same vinyl sheet had been in the physics prep room. When the culprit moved Ishimaru's corpse from the prep room, in order to not leave a trail of blood behind, he used one of the vinyl sheets there in the room. I understand how the vinyl sheet was used, but what about the trolley? Well, you see... When we discovered Ishimaru's body in the physics prep room, there was also a trolley in the room. But when the body disappeared, so did the trolley. And later, we found the Ishimaru's corpse again, this time in the art room, storage room. There was a trolley there too. In other words, you're trying to say the corpse was moved using the trolley? Are you sure you're not misremembering? Huh? Was the trolley actually in the physics prep room when Ishimaru's corpse was discovered there? That trolley is there to carry sculptures and like in the art room, is it not? For it to have been in the physics prep room in the first place is unusual. Are you not just mistakenly assuming it to have been moved when it was in the storage room the whole time? There you have it, Naegi. How will you respond? Don't worry about it, Naegi. No one's expecting anything from you anyway. It's common knowledge that you misunderstand almost everything you come across. I can't say anyone's ever said that about me before. But in order to wipe that mark off my reputation, I've got to provide evidence that the trolley was used to transport Ishimaru's corpse in the art room. New elements again? Fuck. Starting this machine gun talk battle, you're going to see things are going to get a little more complicated. Your bullet count is displayed at the bottom part of the screen, below tempo markers. Until now, you haven't had any limitation set on the number of assertions you could obliterate. However, from this point on, you can't simply lock on and press the triangle button to obliterate assertions. Now, one bullet is required in order to obliterate one assertion. Try as hard as you like, but without bullets, you cannot obliterate any assertions. By pressing square, you can reload and replenish your supply of bullets. As with locking on, you must press square with tempo markers. sure you'll come to warmly accept the square button, just as you have its siblings, the X and triangle buttons. Additionally, during fever time, your bullets will be fully replenished and you won't expend any. As a side note, if your action difficulty is set to merciful, you won't need to reload it at all. What the fuck? You're more than welcome to forget everything I've said up till now. I wish you the best of luck. Over and out. Oh, I'm doing this already? Shit! I did not realize this is what we were doing. Fuck. Yoink. Break. Good enough. There is in fact evidence that shows the trolley was moved. When I saw the trolley in the art room storage room, there was blood on the tires. On the puddle of blood on the floor in the physics prep room, it had tracks to match those tires. When the culprit moved the body from the prep room, he must have accidentally rolled it through the blood. And with the blood still on the tires, he moved it to the storage room. There's your evidence that the trolley was used to move Ishimaru's body. Now Celeste is doing it too. Do I rub people the wrong way? Well, in the end, it's nothing but a footnote. Let's get back to the issue at hand, shall we? Yeah, you were saying Justice Robo isn't the culprit? If the culprit isn't Justice Robo, then which Robo was it? Asahina, I think it's best you do not concern yourself with Robos. Let me spell it out for you. I'll explain why this so-called madman is not the incident's culprit. It should be readily apparent if we go back over what happened when Ishimaru's corpse was moved. Evidence that the madman is not the culprit can be found in what happened when the body was moved. What does he mean by that? The culprit killed Ishimaru in the physics prep room, and then moved the corpse. Wrapped it in a vinyl sheet. Put it on the trolley, and used that to move it. Trolley doesn't handle. Nope. Fuck. Yeah, I need to just, like, watch everything before I do anything. Vinyl sheets. Put it on the trolley. That trolley doesn't have a handle. Even without a handle, you just bend over. You're not wrong in saying that. By bending down, you could move a trolley without a handle. But could you really put yourself in that position while wearing that costume? Well, what do you mean? Think about it. Back when we were experimenting with the costume. Can't see a thing. I can't even see my feet. I'm surprised you even managed to walk around with this on. Like I said, it wasn't me. And what's up with this? My back doesn't bend at all. It's a pretty big design flaw. When wearing that costume, you cannot see your feet. You can't bend your back either. Isn't that right, Asahina? Now that you mention it, yeah. Being unable to bend one's back, it would be difficult indeed to push a trolley without a handle. In which case you could kick it. What if you couldn't see in your feet? Could you really kick the trolley to move it? Nope, I'm thinking not. Hell if I know what you're talking about, though. Plus, I have doubts you could pull off even the more intricate task of wrapping the corpse in a sheet while wearing the restrictive costume. Couldn't you just take off the costume to move the body? It's not possible to remove the costume because you can't take it off yourself. It's hard to imagine that you could just take off the costume just to move the body. I mean, I can't take it off. Why can't I take it off? Someone give me a hand, would you? I'd rather you refrain from building things you can't take off by yourself. I didn't build this thing! The clasp on the back appears to be what's preventing them from taking it off. It's sealed fairly tightly as well. Alright, fine. I'll give you a hand. Yes. The costume could neither be put on or removed by one's own strength. Could he really not have taken it off himself? Hagakure wasn't lying to us, was he? Wasn't just lying to us, was he? It wasn't a lie! If he could have taken it off himself, he wouldn't have shown up still wearing it. That's like wearing a sign around his neck saying, I did it. Yeah, exactly, dude. Then it's true that Justice Robo couldn't have really moved that trolley, which means the person who transported the corpse using the trolley could not have been Hagakure. Now hold on a minute, please. We all forgotten about the photograph I took. Which in and of itself is weird. You've all seen it as I recall, the photograph of Yamada being dragged away by the madman. If the madman is not the culprit, then what is it that I witnessed? Further, we have testimony from Yamada himself, one of the victims. How did you get those wounds? I was felled by him. By him? Justice Robo, I dubbed him such moments ago. As long as we have these facts, we can only draw one logical conclusion. The culprit is the madman, Hagakure. Beyond a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, she's right. Just wait! It's still too early to draw a conclusion. Besides, we don't have to cast our ballots right this second. Before that, wouldn't it be to our benefit to at least discuss some other possibilities? It's easier to see the truth when you've looked at things from multiple angles. Don't blind yourself to one. But what specifically should we do? Let's try going back over the sequence of events from the start. In doing so, we may uncover something new. What a pain in the ass! Our lives are on the line. A little bit of inconvenience is unavoidable. Plus, we can use this opportunity to explain things for Kirigiri since she wasn't there when it happened. Very well, let's go back to the beginning. It started this morning. This morning, it was only Asahina, Kirigiri, Naegi, and I who assembled in the cafeteria. For as long as we waited, no one else came, thus we had decided to search for those students. It was around 8 a.m. Immediately after we split up, Kirigiri went missing. Finding Celeste in the 3rd floor recreation room, Asahina quickly reconvened with Naegi and I. I had been attacked by a madman and lost consciousness for about an hour, which means I was attacked about an hour before you found me, just after 7. At that time, we learned from Celeste's photo the madman was dressed in an unusual costume, Justice Robo. Additionally, we discovered Yamada had been dragged off by that very same Justice Robo. We began our search for the madman. We met with Fukawa and Togami, then found Yamada entered in the library. After escorting Yamada to the infirmary on the 1st floor, we resumed our search. Just then, after we left the infirmary... What is it? I saw a shadow. There's a shadow moving at the top of the stairs. Based on Celeste's sighting, we all went to the 2nd floor to split up to look for the madman. Not long after doing that, I saw the madman on the 3rd floor and immediately shouted to inform everyone. What happened, Celeste? There's a rather exaggerated cry coming from you. I saw him, the costume madman. When I shouted, he ran off. I saw facing the opposite Opposite the stairs, he turned the corner at the end of the hall to the left. And yet again, just moments after that... Huh? What? It came from downstairs, which means that scream. Is Yamada in the infirmary? Crap, let's hurry back. So we split into two groups. Celeste, Asahina, and I returned to the infirmary. Mugami, Togami, and Fukawa went after the madman on the third floor. There in the infirmary, we discovered Yamada's dead body. And then, at the time, we heard the corpse discovery announcement. I left Celeste, Asahina behind and returned to the third floor to report the bad news. However, at the same time, we had just found Ishimaru's corpse in the physics prep room. Yamada's and Ishimaru's corpses were likely discovered at nearly the same time. I, too, heard the corpse discovery announcement immediately after we found Ishimaru's body. I then informed Gugami and Togami about Yamada's murder, and then the three of us headed for the infirmary together. But just after we left the physics lab, we heard surprising news from Celeste, who had come upstairs after me. Yamada's corpse has disappeared. We hurried back to the infirmary and Yamada's body was gone. After that, remembering we had forgotten about Fukawa, we all returned to the prep room. Did it just really? Is this some sort of dream? I love how they go back over all of this in the courtroom, and Sakura gives you the option to go through all of it during the investigation, because it's like, okay, we know a lot of shit went down. Here's a recap. Oh, and you didn't want that recap? Well, we're gonna force a recap upon you anyway. This time, it was Ishimaru's corpse who had disappeared. We quickly set out to search for the two missing bodies. And then, after some time of searching, hearing Celeste had found the corpses, we all headed to the art storage room. And there, we rediscovered the two missing bodies. And that's everything that happened. I see. It seems this incident is fairly convoluted. I don't think we'll shed much light by examining this as a connected series of incidents. Then what should we do? Rather than as a series of incidents, try thinking of them as individual incidents. From there, you'll be able to see that the contradictions in these incidents. Let's begin right away. First, let's start with Ishimaru. To reach the truth of these cases, we must, at all costs, uncover the contradictions hidden in Ishimaru's murder. This music is so dope. First of all, Ishimaru was killed before Yamada. Or was it after? We know what order they were killed in. Ishimaru was killed later. Why do you think that? The numbers of the Justice Hammers. Yamada was killed with hammer number 3. Ishimaru was killed with Justice Hammer number 4. See, Ishimaru was obviously killed later. Numbers were assigned numbers. They were used in that order. I have a feeling I'm supposed to, like, snag something. Got it. Break. No, it's not necessarily the case that they were killed in the same order as the hammers were numbered. In fact, wouldn't it make sense if that was just a diversion by the culprit? If the numbers on the Justice Hammers were a diversion by the culprit, then in reality Ishimaru was killed first, and then Yamada was killed after that. If that's the case, could you present some evidence that shows Ishimaru was killed before Yamada? It's something that shows his time of death. The watch. Yeah. Yoink. Complete. That's right, Ishimaru's wristwatch. Look at this, it's broken, and the hands were pointing to just after 6 when it happened. It was likely broken when he was attacked by the culprit. After all, we saw him last night. Hey, how long are you planning on making us wait? Ishimaru looked down at his wristwatch irritably and raised his voice further. It's almost 10 o'clock. Bedtime for all those good little boys and girls. Given his wristwatch wasn't broken last night, there's no mistaking he was attacked at 6 this morning. In short, that's the time Ishimaru was killed. But if he was killed at 6 this morning, it happened much before Yamada was murdered. And even before Celeste was first attacked, a little after 7. Yes, Ishimaru's murder happened before any of the other incidents. We made the wrong assumption. Because of those justice hammers, we wrongly assumed the order things happened. The culprit intentionally numbered the weapons, and had them increase in size as well. So we would assume the incidents occurred according to the hammer's numbers. Furthermore, we assume Ishimaru was murdered just after 6, and nobody has an alibi for his murder. Reason being, he was murdered before we met up in the cafeteria. Indeed, that is the case for Ishimaru's murder, but everyone still has an alibi for the time Yamada was murdered. Yeah, when Yamada was killed. Huh? What? Came from downstairs, which means that scream. Is Yamada in the infirmary? Crap, let's hurry back. We heard Yamada scream from the infirmary. Everyone but Hagakure and Kirigiri were together. After that, we rushed down to the infirmary and saw Yamada's corpse. It's true, we've got alibis. I've got it. The culprit recorded the scream with the tape recorder and played it back later, dudes. Where's this tape recorder? It's me. Don't just spew anything comes to mind. In any event, when we heard Yamada's scream, we all clearly had alibis, which means nobody who was there with us could have killed Yamada. Not just us, not just Yamada's murder either. The subsequent disappearance of the corpses is the same. Yamada's corpse disappeared from the infirmary. Asahina and I were together in the restroom. Everyone else was in the physics prep room, yes. And it was the same when Ishimaru's corpse disappeared from the prep room. At the time, we were all gathered in the infirmary because of the disappearance of Yamada's corpse. And I was all by myself, sleeping like a baby in the physics prep room. They couldn't genocide her and removed Ishi's corpse? Even if she could have relocated Ishimaru's corpse, she couldn't have moved Yamada's from the infirmary. Yamada's corpse went missing. She was still unconscious in the prep room. Of course I didn't do either of them anyway. In short, none of us are capable of having committed Yamada's murder or relocating the corpses. Looking at it another way, only Hagakure or Kirigiri, who were unaccounted for, could have done it. What now, Kirigiri? The conversation's just going in circles, trying to decide who done it. So rather than who did it, how about we try thinking about how they did it? I believe the method by which Yamada's corpse was moved is of particular importance. Yeah, I agree. As much as I searched, I could never find an answer for how his body was moved. What's more, according to Celeste... Yes, but it was only out of our sight for a minute. The culprit moved Yamada's body in the span of 1 minute? That could be the case. That would be the case. Apparently, his body disappeared in the span of a single minute, while Celeste and Asahina were away. But to move a body that large from the first floor to the art storage room on the 3rd floor, no matter how you look at it, just ain't possible, dude. And what if I said there was a way to make that impossible feat possible? What? How? Have the corpse move itself? Huh? You mean the corpse would move on its own? Another ghost? We're not talking about the supernatural. What that woman's trying to say is there's a possibility that Yamada, whom we believed was dead, was actually alive. He was alive? So Yamada was not transported. So Yamada was not transported from the infirmary but moved himself with his own 2 legs? What does that make the corpse we saw in the infirmary? It's him pretending to be dead. That's not possible. Is it really possible that Yamada was actually alive? That doesn't make any sense. So I'm assuming I'm gonna have to snag something. Plus that Yamada was first found in the infirmary. He was alive? No, that couldn't be. Yamada was alive without a doubt dead. How can you be so sure? You heard the corpse discovery announcement too. Because when discovered Yamada's corpse. Who else could have done it? Is that really so? Someone else's corpse triggered that announcement. Oh, okay. What? That's not it? Okay, hang on. What the fuck? Ow, that hurt. Bad at this. What the fuck? I am so confused. Damn it. I have no idea. Trying to run back over this again before I lose more necessary life. Trying to think. Let's try...
最初に保健室で見つけた時の山田は生きていた可能性があるということか。
いいえ、そんなはずありません。あの時の山田君は間違いなく死んでいましたわ。どうして断言できるの？あなたも死体発見アナウンスを聞いたでしょう。あれは山田君の死体を発見したからこそ流されたアナウンスのはずですよね。本当にそうかしら。別の誰かの死体に対するアナウンスだったのか。
This is a carryover.
最初に保健室で見つけた
Yes,
時
it
の山
does.
田は
Okay, I
があ
got
る
it.
ということか。
いいえ、そんなはずありません。あの時の山田君は間違いなく死んでいましたわ。どうして断言できるの？あなたも死体発見アナウンスを聞いたでしょう。あれは山田君の死体。
Yink.
それは違う。
あの時の死体発見アナウンスって山田君の死体を発見したせい
Was
で流れた
the
ものなのかな。
was the corpse discovery announcement actually triggered by the discovery of Yamada's corpse?
当然ですわ。
Of course it was. We heard the announcement immediately after finding Yamada's corpse. But the people who found Ishimaru's corpse experienced the same thing. That's exactly right.
俺たちは石丸の死体を発見した直後
We
に
heard that announcement
あのアナウンスを聞いた
immediately upon discovering Ishimaru's corpse. What I'm saying is, aren't we confusing Ishimaru's corpse discovery announcement with Yamada's corpse discovery announcement?
そもそも死体が
Had the two corpses been discovered, there should have been two announcements.
モノクマが横着し
I
た
imagine Monokuma was just being lazy and combined them both into a single
その点
announcement.
に関しては
What do you have to say about that? I don't want to step on anyone's toes, so I can't go into much detail. But I'll tell you this, corpse discovery announcement occurs when 3 or more humans first discover a body. A dead body. Doesn't tell us anything, dude. We want to know if you're lazing out on us. No, that was more than enough. Huh?
死体を最初に発見した時だけ流れる。
He said it only happens when we first discover a dead body, which means no matter how many times we discover the same body, multiple announcements won't be made. Being that so,
あの時の死体
what
発
triggered
見アナウン
that?
スはどうして
What triggered that discovery? Corpse discovery announcement. What? That one? Which one?
僕たちは今回の一連の事件で2回の死体
Over the
発見
course
ア
of
ナ
a
ウン
day,
スを
we've
聞い
heard
て
the
いま
corpse
した
discovery announcement made twice. There were 2 discovery announcements. First one that happened when we discovered both bodies inside the prep room, and then the second one. No. Damn it! Discovery announcements. The first one happened when we discovered both the bodies in the infirmary and prep room. The second one. There we go. I am getting into like bad water here. The second corpse discovery announcement was made when we rediscovered the bodies in the storage room. Ding ding ding. Ding dong ding dong. We got a corpse here. We'll be holding a class trial pretty soon, so make good use of the time you got.
あの時はアナウンスにまで気が回らなかったけど
That meant much mind, but that does contradict what Monokuma told us.
死体を最初に発見した時だけ流れるのなら
If they're only made the first time a body is found, we wouldn't have heard the one when we rediscovered them.
やっぱり
And of course, it has to be what we thought was us
ど
rediscovering
ちら
the
か片方の
corpses
死
was
体は
in reality
実は初めて発見された状態だったんだよ
us discovering one of them for the first time.
最初に保
Put
健室で
simply,
発
when
見され
Yamada
た
was
時
first
の
found
山
in
田
the
は
infirmary, he was not
我
dead
ら
yet.
が本当の
When we
意味であいつ
discovered
の死体を発見したの
when we
は
discovered his corpse in
美
the
術
true
倉
sense
庫
of
の
the
時だ
word
ということか。
in the art story.
それだけ
But
じゃ
that's
保
not
健
all.
室の山田君が生きていたと考えられる根拠は
There's even more evidence suggesting that Yamada was still alive in the infirmary. Evidence? I know all about that. He was good at playing dead. That's all the evidence
そ
you
の
need.
程度のこと
I
は
would hardly
根拠
call
とは呼
something
びま
so
せん。
significant
や
evidence.
はり
As expected, there exists no evidence that he was actually alive. In that case, let's go back over once more the condition Yamada's body was in. I'm certain it'll be all clear to you then, whether he was alive or dead, that anything will come of it. It's definitely evidence that Yamada was alive. I just need to show that to everyone else. It's the glasses. First discovered Yamada's corpse in the infirmary. While Celeste and I were in the restroom, the body disappeared. It was next discovered in the art storage room, where he was moved after he was released. What? Fuck. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Yeah, no, 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 I need to be extremely careful here.
そして次にその死体が発見されたのは美術倉庫だったな。
移動前の彼の死体と移動後の彼の死体、体勢が変わった以外に特に違いはありませんでしたわ。
I missed.
本当にあいつは生きていた。
Damn it! I missed it. Fuck.
ありえません。バカバカしいですわ。
最初に山田の死体を見つけたのは保健室だったよね。でも私とセレスちゃんがトイレに行ってる間に死体は消えちゃったんだよ。
そして次にその死体が発見されたのは美術倉庫だったな。
移動前の彼の死体と移動後の彼の死体、体勢が変わった以外に特に違いはありませんでしたわ。
Yoink.
それは違うよ。保健室の山田君と美術倉庫の山田君、そこには明らかな違いがあったはずだよ。
There was a blatant difference between the Yamada in the infirmary and the Yamada in the storage room.
山田君のメガネだよ。
His glasses.
そしてそれが根拠になるはずなんだ。
And that should be more than enough
保健室の
evidence
山田君が
for the Yamada is dead in the
詳しい
infirmary.
話を
Mind explaining yourself?
最初に保健
We
室
first found
で
Yamada in the
山田
infirmary.
君の
His
死体を見
glasses
つけ
were
た
covered
時
in blood.
美術倉庫
Well,
で
we
死
found
体
him in
を
the
採
art
取
storage
した
room.
山田君のメガネは
His glasses were clean.
しかも
Furthermore, I found something in the infirmary's trash can that I can believe was used to wipe off the blood.
これだ。保健室のゴミ箱から見つかったのはキャラクターもののメガネ拭きだよ。
Found a glasses cloth in the infirmary's trash
こ
can.
こに付着した血痕を
And
見
the
てもら
blood
え
stain here
ば
on
分
the
かる。
cloth.
山田君の
We
メ
can
ガネの
deduce
拭きは
that the glasses
この
cloth,
メガ
that
ネ
this
拭きで
glasses
拭かれた
cloth
ってこと
was
ださ。
used to wipe off Yamada's glasses.
しかもこのメガネ
On
拭
top
き
of
の
that, the same character on the cloth is the same as the one on that digital camera, see?
山田君が持ち込んだデ
The
ジカ
digital
メでさ
camera Yamada brought with
電
him.
動天使もちもちプリンセ
Princess
スの
Buko
プリン
from
セス
Particle
ブー
Angel
コだったわ
Super
ね。
Squishy Princess, right?
こんなメガネ拭きを
I
持って
can't
る
imagine anyone other than Yamada would have had a glasses cloth like
こ
this.
の中でメガ
The
ネを
only
か
people
けて
who
い
wear
る。
glasses.
俺はそんな安
I
物は
wouldn't be
使わん。
caught dead with that ingredient.
私のメガネ拭きは
That tissue is all I need to clean my
だと
glasses.
すると間違いないよ。
And there's no doubt about it. This glasses cloth belonged to Yamada. I see. So where does that put us, dude? It means
山田君のメ
what
ガ
it
ネ
means is that Yamada's glasses cloth was used to clean off the blood. Was used to clean the blood off his glasses. But even so, that doesn't necessarily mean he did it himself. Think about it for a second. What benefit is a clean pair of glasses except for the person wearing them? Fair point. So Yams really did do it himself?
だとすると
In which case, that means Yamada was still alive when we found him in the infirmary. After using his own glasses cloth to wipe blood from his own glasses, he left the room on his own two legs.
それなら可能でしょ。
Formerly
不可能に
impossible
思えた
task
彼
of
の死体を見て
moving Yamada's corpse didn't seem so impossible anymore, does it?
でもさ
But if he was just playing dead in the infirmary, then where did all that blood come from? Could it have been paint or something? The infirmary's refrigerator is stocked with blood for transfusions. In all likelihood, that's what he used. I'm guessing he went way overboard splattering the blood everywhere when he was getting ready. And that's why he needed to clean his glasses with such a ditz. Furthermore, if Yamada was alive at the time, we can also use this to explain We can also explain the disappearance of Ishimaru's corpse. It's obvious now who moved his corpse. Yamada didn't he? So while we were all gathered in the infirmary, he was moving Ishimaru from the physics prep room. If that's the case, then we can also explain why the art storage room's door was locked. Storage room was locked? The two guys' body disappeared, we all went searching for them, right? Well, me and Sakura went straight into the art room then. And the door to the storage room was locked. On top of that, the door's lock is such that can only be set from inside the storage room. In other words, when Asahina and Ugami were in this art room, someone else was inside the storage room. Which would mean that it was Yamada, just after he had finished transporting Ishimaru's body. By faking his death, Yamada was able to slip under the radar and bring Ishimaru to the storage room, meaning he wasn't simply a victim in this incident, but a perpetrator. But to think that one of the victims would himself be involved in the crime. But no way, I don't believe it. If it's that hard to believe, then I could show you another piece of evidence. But there's still more? Yes, the most conclusive evidence that Yamada's involvement has yet to make an appearance. You know what it is, don't you, Naegi? The item Yamada stole from the victim, Ishimaru. You're talking about the note Yamada had hidden on himself, aren't you, Kirigiri? Hidden on himself? He found it in his underwear when investigating his body. Inside? His underwear? His underwear, I see. Putting the whole underwear business aside, how about we take a look at what the note says? Found a hole, like a secret path. You can see the outside, probably a way out. Would be bad if Monokuma found out, so don't talk to anyone. Meet in the physics prep room at 6 a.m. That's the note I was telling you about, dude. The culprit lured me out using... Hold on a sec. It's not quite the same. The note I got said, would be bad if Monokuma found out, so don't talk to anyone. Meet in the rec room at 1 a.m. That's right, this is a completely different note from the one you received, Hagakure. Completely different. What I'm saying is, in addition to Hagakure, one other person was called on by the culprit. The other person was the one who received this note. Yes, it was Ishimaru. The person who received this note was the deceased, Ishimaru. Ahem, objection. I'm still not sure what you're getting at, but didn't you say Hippie had that? And that means it was Hippie, not Kitty, who the note was summoning. By Kitty, you mean Ishimaru, and by Hippie, you mean Yamada, right? No shit, Sherlock, if you don't need to explain every little thing. Yeah, experience that can be downright terrifying. I can't back down now. I need to read over this first. Hippie had the note, didn't he? And on that note... Contents of that note... What time did it specify on? 6 in the morning. Who cares what time it said? Nothing to do with Kitty. Bop. Break.
Yeah,
No, they are connected. Huh? What you yammering on about, kid? The meeting time mentioned in this note is 6 a.m., which is the same time Ishimaru was killed, as his wristwatch showed us. That's not all. There was also the meeting place. There was also the meeting place specified in the note. The physics prep room. Yes, that's where Ishimaru was murdered. In other words, Ishimaru was killed at the same time and in the place given in this note. Isn't that sufficient evidence that Ishimaru was the intended recipient of this note? I see, if that's how it is. No objections! So, Ish was deceived by that note, just like me. What an abhorrent, cold-hearted, abnormally human dude luring us the temptation of outside. But hold on, why did Yamada have the note if Ishimaru was the recipient? And in his undies? That had to be because Yamada pried it from Ishimaru's dead hands. What? He took it? And what evidence do you have of this? Go on, say it. When Kirigiri and I were investigating Ishimaru's body, we found a scrap of paper clenched in his hand. If my suspicions are correct, then the torn part of this scrap of paper, just as I thought, it matches the note Yamada had. Then the scrap of paper Ishimaru was holding on to and the note Yamada was hiding. Exactly, they're both the same sheet of paper. Ishimaru held a fragment of the note he'd supposedly received, while Yamada possessed the remainder. There's only one way to explain the situation. Ishimaru died with the note held tight in his hand. Yamada, attempting to rob another, mistakenly left a corner of the page in Ishimaru's grip. Is that what you are suggesting? In which case, it means Yamada knew the note was an important piece of evidence. Yes, and that in of itself is evidence of Yamada's involvement. I see. Stars are aligned, dude. There's no question. Yams was inextricably involved in this incident. In this essence, Yams is alive right now. He's the culprit, dude. No, that can't be. Yamada was definitely found dead when we found him in the art storage room. The second corpse discovery announcement we heard serves as a testament to that. Then who killed Yamada? The true culprit. He was likely murdered where we found their bodies in the art storage room just after moving Ishimaru. Then he was murdered in the span of the time between Ishimaru's disappearance and when we found the bodies. At that time, we had all split up to search for the missing corpses, which is to say nobody has an alibi for Yamada's murder. But me and Sakura were together. Have little shame, would you fatuous whale? Who are you calling a fat whale? Anywho, dudes, yeah, the time of death is an issue, but we've got an even bigger problem than that. Even bigger problem, you say? What kind of weapon was used to kill Yams? Weapon? I mean, look at this. The Monokuma file says, Ish and Yams had their heads split open in a similar way, with similar weapons. But dude, Justice Hammers 3 and 4 were left in the infirmary and physics prep room, you know? If Yams was killed in the art storage room, wouldn't that mean the culprit went back and got one of those hammers off Yams and returned the hammer to the room it came from? But isn't that a bit too risky? Now there's a surprise, you've actually got something other than air in that skull of yours. I'll have you know that it's packed to the brim, dude. Hagakure is correct. That does indeed pose a problem. The Monokuma file says the two of them were killed with similar weapons, but hammers 3 and 4 remained in the rooms they were originally found. Then how do you propose the culprit went about carrying off one of the hammers? Can't imagine the possibility. Then what about Justice Hammers 1 or 2, the ones used to attack Celeste and Yamada? They too remained in the rooms we found them. And anyway, they don't look like they have a lethal force. Then, is it possible that something else was just the murder weapon? There's no way it could have been anything else. They were killed with similar weapons. In which case, what was the weapon used to murder Yamada? Unless we figured out what was actually used to kill Yamada, we'll never be able to reach the truth behind these crimes. Gotta do whatever I can to answer that question. as the murder weapon. Murder weapon, Justice Hammer number 3. Justice Hammer number 4. How did the culprit manage to bring this chosen weapon to the scene? Furthermore, do so without being seen. Presenting Justice Hammer number 5. Visit our website for more info. Anyway, all we figured out is one of the two hammers is the murder weapon. Nope. I disagree. The murder weapon wasn't a justice hammer, but some other weapon. What other weapon? The hammers in the art room storage room. Couldn't the culprit have used one of them? Plus, all of the hammers in the art storage room were covered in bits of stone and dust, except for one, which for some reason had been washed. It was washed? I'm certain the hammer was washed because it was the true weapon used to kill Yamada. The culprit took the time to wash the hammer to get rid of the blood that had gotten on it. On top of that, there's an array of hammers of all sizes on the wall in the art storage room. Several of those hammers were missing. Couldn't the Justice Hammers themselves have been made using those hammers as a base? If so, it satisfies the condition that they were killed with similar weapons. Just after bringing Ishimaru's body to the art storage room, Yamada was killed with one of those hammers. And the true culprit, the person who made Yamada the accomplice, and then betrayed him, did it. No, just hold on a minute. We've already discussed this. An accomplice has nothing to gain given the rules set concerning graduation from the academy. In other words, it's not possible there was an accomplice, and she perished the thought. Accomplices are out of the question. She's right. Should have been the case. Should have been, but... Alright, I have to snag something. According to the rules, when a collaborative crime has been committed, only the person who performs the murder can make it out alive. Hence, there is no chance of being an accomplice. You are correct. Since only one crime took place, 2 crimes occurred. So it's not possible to accomplish. I think she really be so sure about that. Yoink. Break. But 2 separate crimes occurred, so does it really count as a collaborative effort? What do you mean by that? Naturally, having an accomplice is only out of question in the case of there being a single crime. But one murder can save only one person. By adding an accomplice, you throw the scales off balance. Throw the scales off balance? It's a matter of risk versus reward. In other words, the remuneration must be enough to offset the danger. There's no point in co-conspiring a murder if you two won't be saved. On the other hand, if you balance the scales, it's not impossible to form a mutually beneficial partnership. 2 culprits committing 2 separate murders and assisting each other in their own respective crimes. The true culprit proposed to this plan to Yamada in order to gain his cooperation in their crime. Most likely, Yamada was the one who killed Ishimaru. By committing this murder, Yamada lost his escape route. He was forced to help the culprits commit theirs. In short, what happened today wasn't a serial murder at the hands of a single culprit, but 2 separate murders by 2 separate culprits? And the fact that it was made to look like a serial murder is all a misdirection by the culprit? The disguised madman, similar murder weapons, the body's disappearance? By giving them these commonalities, the culprit made it seem as though only one crime had taken place. Culprit proposed this plan, secured his accomplice's cooperation, and then, in the end, eliminated the biggest obstacle to his own success by murdering that accomplice. Which means betraying Yamada was part of the plan from the get-go. But what the heck? That's the most despicable thing I've ever heard. Really? I think it was a fairly solid plan, well, aside from the choice of accomplice. The most important characteristics of this incident was the fact that the two crimes were disguised as one, and I'm almost positive Kirigiri had that figured out from the very beginning. And that's why she told us to think of the murders as separate incidents and not a serial murder. You're outstanding, Kirigiri. Maybe a little too much so. Almost unbelievably so. I accept the existence of an accomplice. Now, the question begs, who is the one manipulating Yamada? That is the question. The true culprit, the person who controlled Yamada and set the stage for these two murders. Everything we've discussed up to this point, every detail of these crimes, taking all of it together, there's only one person who it could be. Make an exit. I don't fucking know! I don't fucking know! Is it Celeste? I don't fucking know! Sure. Yeah, I thought so. Celeste? Oh dear, have I done something suspicious? You wound me, but enough with the jokes. You think he's joking? When you're saying Yamada and I work together. Goodness me, you think Yamada and I could work together? Not a chance in hell, you shit for brains! Who in their right mind would work with that gluttonous coward? Excuse me. I'll have you know, we do have evidence. Evidence? Yes, the two of you, and only you, did something in particular over the course of the incident. And that's the evidence that the two of you were working together. Something Yamada and Celeste did. Maybe they witnessed the madman. Yamada and Celeste were the only two people who ever witnessed the madman, isn't that right? Until Kirigiri found Hagakure in the Justice Robo suit by the pool, no one else saw him. I don't need your help. Sorry. Just as Naegi says, Yamada and Celeste were the only two to witness the madman. Given one of the two witnesses was also a culprit, it naturally cast the doubt on the other's testimony. That it was all a lie? After finding Yamada injured and bringing him to the infirmary, we all set out in search for the madman. As I recall, Celeste said, the moment we began. I saw the shadow. There was a shadow moving at the top of the stairs. And because of what she claimed she saw, we all moved to the second floor. Then, in order to lead us to the physics lab, Celeste shouted from the third floor. What did Celeste say when we regrouped on the third floor? Heaven, Celeste. I saw him, the costume madman. When I shouted, he ran off. Myself facing opposite of the stairs, he turned to the corner at the end of the hall to the left. And after directing us towards the physics lab, it was our partner's turn to act. Huh? What? It came from downstairs, which means that scream is Yamada in the infirmary? Crap, let's hurry back. That was so we'd split into two groups and find both the corpses at the same time? And Celeste was the one who suggested we split up. Okay, so let's split it up into two groups. I'm staying here, it'll be more fun. The Naegi, Asahina, and I will head for the infirmary. And Tukawa, Togami, and Ugami will be responsible for capturing the madman. How's that? With Celeste and Yamada working together, every coincidence becomes a cog in the machine. And that, as an aside, that overblown shout of yours also served as a signal for Yamada, did it not? A signal saying, I've arrived at the third floor, just as planned, start screaming. And that's why you shouted so loudly. It could be heard throughout the entire school, is it not? Then when we found Yamada, who was playing dead in the infirmary, what you said was also suspicious. Never would have guessed that Yamada would be killed. You were the first one to say he was killed, were you not, Celeste? By saying that, you made us believe that Yamada was actually dead. No way, I can't believe it. Celeste was acting the entire time? When Yamada's body disappeared, you and Celeste were together, weren't you, Asahina? Yeah, I wasn't feeling very good, so Celeste helped me to the restroom. Then that was... She wasn't trying to help you, Asahina. She was creating an opportunity for Yamada to escape. By themselves, they all seemed like small things, but put them all together, and it starts raising flags. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste? Whatever might you be referring to? Feigning ignorance won't save you. You made a critical mistake. A mistake? When you first said it, I didn't give it much thought, but now I can say it with certainty that you were making a fatal mistake. And what would that be? After we heard about Yamada's corpse going missing and returned to the infirmary, you said this. It's like he's playing games. He's enjoying watching us run around, confused and afraid. At this rate, we'll all be killed. We'll all be killed like them. I too heard those words. What about them do you believe to be suspicious? Remember, it was you, Fukawa, and I who discovered Ishimaru's... You, Fukawa, and I who discovered Ishimaru's corpse in the physics prep room. After that, we heard from Naegi that Yamada had been murdered, and you, Naegi, and I left the prep room. We ran into Celeste when we stepped out into the infirmary. Stepped out into the hallway and Four was headed to the infirmary. Not one of us said a word about Ishimaru's death before we arrived in the infirmary. When you think about it like that, Celeste's comment seems extremely out of the ordinary. Excessively so. All this about her comment being out of the ordinary? I'm not really sure what you're getting at. Hey Celeste, everyone's confused. Repeat what you said word for word for everyone's sake. If you're not the culprit, then there's no problem, is there? Kogami's talking about when he says something Celeste said out of the ordinary. Alright, I gotta absorb something. This is what I said. It's like he's playing games. Watching us run around. He's been afraid. We'll all be killed. No, back, go back. Back. That's all. Do you understand now? So unnatural about what she said. Celeste said that she only should have known about Yamada's death. My next statement is... What? Oh, am I supposed to absorb unnatural? Oh, okay, I gotcha. I'm supposed to absorb unnatural and then... That. I never noticed I could fast forward that. That's hysterical. I'll take that. Yoink! Got ya, bitch. That's right, there's no way you should have been able to say, well, I'll be killed like them, Celeste, because at that point, we hadn't yet told you about what happened to Ishimaru. Plus, we met up with you in the hallway after we left the physics lab, so you didn't have an opportunity to see the body yourself in the prep room. And yet, despite all of that, why did you know that it wasn't just him who had been killed, but them?
You all have quite the active imaginations, don't you?
Imagination, you say?
Did you not just say that every time I claimed to have witnessed the madman I was lying? In that case, what does that make of this photograph? How do you intend to explain the photograph I took of the madman carrying Yamato away?
It's a fake? Like Celeste just put the costume on, then used the camera timer to take the shot? Forgotten? Only you are able to wear that costume, Hagakure. Furthermore, that digital camera does not have a timer. Therefore, it is unequivocal, sure, truth that the madman abducted Yamada. If you wish to discredit my testimony, then please explain this picture for me. First of all, is that photograph, is that actually a photograph of the madman abducting Yamada?
What do you mean by that?
I'm saying it's possible that the madman didn't abduct Yamada, but that something else entirely happened. But such possibility exists. That something else happened? The picture isn't of Yamada being abducted by Justice Robo. And what exactly is happening? They're drunk! They're dancing, the exact opposite. It's not a picture of Yamada being abducted by the madman, but of Yamada abducting the madman. You can't deny the possibility. The one being abducted in that picture is not Yamada, but the madman. We strongly assume Yamada was the one being abducted. A peculiar costume is probably used for the express purpose of inviting that misinterpretation. Anyone would assume, seeing the costume of someone dressed like that they were the suspicious party. And that's how you made me into a suspect while I was zonked out. That's preposterous. Yamada abducted the madman? That's not possible. Is it really not possible? That's not what I think. In case, allow me to give you proof that it could not be possible. Does there really exist proof that it's not possible for Yamada to have abducted the madman? What? Here's Mrs. Justice Robo blueprints. Okay, I'm gonna have to watch this first. While I was knocked out, you made me wear that suit. And had Yams carry me. And that's how you made everyone suspect me. I told you that's not possible. The madman in this picture is standing upright and up straight. If the person inside were unconscious, then he wouldn't be able to hold himself up like that. Okay. Save the facade, bitch. Got you red-handed. I knew she was fishy. Knew this entire thing was fishy. No, even if the person inside were unconscious, they could be still standing upright. Thanks to a special characteristic of that Justice Robo costume. The back doesn't bend at all. That's a pretty big design flaw. Oh yeah, the costume's design flaw. The back doesn't bend at all. But I wonder, was it actually a design flaw in the first place? Perhaps it was intentionally made that way for the sake of being able to take the photograph. By dressing an unconscious Hagakure in a suit with a rigid back, Celeste and Yamada were able to fabricate the photo. So we believe there was actually a madman. And that would be checkmate. I hate how the camera's turning upside down. You fucking kidding me? You cretins? Huh? This is not checkmate! Christ. Celeste? It seems you guys are dead serious on setting me up as the culprit, but that's a big mistake. Are your memories shot? Have you forgotten about Yamada's dying words? Yamada, who did this to you? Who attacked you? Who's the culprit? Culprit? I know the culprit's name. I remember instead at Yasuhiro. When asked the culprit's name, Yamada gave a clear answer, did he not? He said the culprit's name is Yasuhiro. That is to say, Yasuhiro Hagakure! But my name isn't Yasuhiro, it's actually Tarusuke. You needlessly complicate things by telling such inexplicable lies. But is the Yasuhiro Yamada mentioned actually referring to Hagakure? What are you saying, bitch? Die in a fire. What do you mean by that, Kirigiri? Shit. Remember, the way Yamada spoke of each of us. Referring to us, how did he say our names? Used our full names. That's right, that's right, Yamada referred to everyone using their full names. For example, he called you Master Makoto Naegi. Therefore, Yamada had been trying to name Hagakure. He would have instead said Master Yasuhiro Hagakure, but instead he said Master Ak Yasuhiro. It was a happenstance. He was trying to say Hagakure and mix up the order, that's all. Like a bad waiter? Silence. For him to have slipped up just that one time is quite convenient implication for you. But it was no coincidence. He always did. Yamada was trying to refer to the culprit by full name and order. But his dying breath were only able to make out a few sounds of the first name. Then Yamada was trying to name someone whose last name is Yasuhiro. But there's no one here with that last name. Hold on, there's one person it could be. Celeste, you've never once told us your real name. But pardon me? It's funny, how far do you think you can take these baseless accusations? Would you kindly stop spouting this nonsense? There's not a chance in hell I have a lame-ass last name. Like Yasuhiro! Off with your head! Then tell us, Celeste, what is your real name? Fine. Clean out your damn ears and listen real careful. My real name is Celestial Ludenberg, and I would kindly request you to stop making me repeat myself. This seems pretty hell-bent on maintaining her ruse. Means I gotta make her give it up. I gotta do this again? Oh, okay. Electro IDs. Last name of someone whose last name is Yasuhiro. Have the surname Yasuhiro. As I've told you time and time again, my name is... Why is it upside down? How long do you intend to keep this up? The I'm keeping up is the truth. Unless you can show otherwise. Oh damn, the chatter's in the way. Fuck. Like, it is fully in the way. Alright. Oh. No, no. Gotcha, bitch. Out with the name, shitface. That's right, our Electro IDs. Huh? As I recall, when an Electro ID boots up, it displays the owner's name, right? That's what Monokuma told us when he handed them out.
Don't go losing your Electro ID or anything. It's an indispensable part of life here in the Academy. When you turn it on, it'll display your real name, so make sure you've got the right one. After all, these babies can be used to do more than just identify you. In other words, by checking her Electro ID, we can answer the question of what Celeste's real name is. That's an invasion of my privacy. I will not allow it. Celeste, isn't it about time you started telling the truth, the whole truth? Not the type to fold, even going up against a royal flush. Because of the wonderful things he does. Until all the cards have been laid out on the table, there's no saying what might happen. In that case, I'll lay everything out for you. Let's return to the beginning of one last time. And there, I'll reveal every last one of your crimes. And put an end to this charade. Alright, let's do this. Alright, let's see. What time is that? Is that 1:35? Oh wait, no, that's 6, but it's on a watch, so it's tilted. What the fuck? Why is the glass ball here? What the fuck? Why? No? Wait, why is this here? What the fuck? It's like the past crime ship. What? I guess that works. What is this? I can't even tell what half of these things are. Okay, that's him pushing the body.
Okay, that goes there. Alright. There. Go back. Alright, I think that's good. As the first step in preparing for this crime, the culprit joined forces with a certain person. Yamada. By making Yamada into their accomplice, the culprit was able to execute this series of crimes. First thing they did was invite a certain person into the rec room last night at 1 a.m. That person was Hagakure. The culprits called Hagakure there so they could frame their crimes on him. First they drugged him. Then they dressed the unconscious Hagakure in the Justice Robo costume. Yamada pretended to be held captive by Justice Robo, and then the culprit photographed him. All for the sake of fabricating evidence of a madman and casting suspicion onto Hagakure. After that, the culprit shut Hagakure, still out cold, in the locker by the pool. At long last, 6 a.m. rolled around, and the culprits moved into the murder phase of their plan. They summoned Ishimaru into the physics prep room. And there, Yamada committed the first murder by killing Ishimaru. The weapon he used was Justice Hammer number 4, the hammer we found in the physics prep room. The use of hammer number 4 for the rest of the murder was a red herring intended to confuse the order of events. The next thing the culprit and Yamada did was fake having been attacked. In doing so, they set themselves up as victims and directed suspicion at Justice Robo. The first fake attack in the rec room. By showing us Justice Hammer number 1 and Justice Robo photographs, the culprit convinced us that the attack was real. And then, there at the second fake, the attack in the library was constructed with Yamada's injury and Justice Hammer number 2, in manufacturing and showing us that these two incidents the culprit planted are certain notions in our heads. That the mysterious madman was attacking people and using progressively larger hammers. And carrying out that misconception, we all set out to find the madman as quickly as possible. When we did, we left Yamada in the infirmary all by himself. That was exactly what Yamada wanted, left unattended in the infirmary. He used the use of the transfusion bags in the fridge and Justice Hammer number 3 to fake his own death, to make it appear as though he had been murdered. Hearing Yamada scream, we returned to the infirmary and found him there on the stage of his murder. Murder, in quotes. On top of that, at the very same time, Ishimaru's corpse was discovered in the physics prep room. And because of the corpse discovery announcement that triggered, we mistakenly assumed Yamada to be dead. Having successfully deceived us, Yamada waited for the moment everyone was out of the infirmary and slipped away. After learning of Yamada's disappearance, we hurriedly regrouped in the infirmary. And making use of that hole in our defenses, Yamada snuck into the physics prep room. Wrapped Ishimaru in a vinyl sheet and transported it to the art storage room on the trolley. And that's the truth behind the case of the disappearing corpses. fuck is he doing? But Yamada didn't know the extent of the true culprit's plan, that he had been manipulated. The true endgame to the true culprit's plan was the murder of their accomplice, Yamada, using one of the hammers in the art storage room that covers everything from this case. And the one who created and executed this plan was... What the fuck is going on right now? Celeste, you lose. Got ya, bitch. Lose? I? Lose? How long has it been since I last heard those words? They're powerful words. So you admit it, that you're the culprit? My goodness, you could at least do more. You do me more the favor of using my real name, Celestia Ludenberg, or rather, you can call me Teiko Yasuhiro. Teiko Yasuhiro. Finally giving up your facade, huh? I'm not such a sore loser as to go down kicking and screaming when defeat catches up to me. I see. I'm going to enjoy watching this. Because she is a bitch. Give me that money. Give me that money.
Monokuma-san.
Monokuma, would you kindly begin? No. Would you kindly end this? You talking about the event you've all been waiting for? Ballot time? Sure, why not? Let's get it rolling. Okay, you guys, please cast your ballot using the switch in front of you. So, what would your verdict be? Who's tonight's villain? Will it be right or will it be oh so wrong? What could it be? Well, this is going to be the first time we've had a female die since, Junko. This probably goes without saying, but you guys hit the jackpot. This round's villain, the one who pulled all the strings, is Celestia Ludenberg, aka Teiko Yasuhiro. I have no choice but to fold. How terribly unfortunate. It seems, from the very beginning, I was mistaken in colluding with anyone. I severely underestimated how bird-brained Yamada could be. So it was you who proposed the partnership to Yamada. But how did you convince him to get on board? I can't really imagine he would agree to commit murder so easily. She's a professional liar, it couldn't have been that difficult. Oh goodness me, a professional liar? That's hardly anything extraordinary, I assure you. Then you used that. Nothing gets past you, Kirigiri. Yes, it's just as you imagined, to bring Yamada under our control. I made use of that. For the sake of those whose lives are spared, I must regrettably speak in riddles, but I am referring to the object to which both Yamada and Ishimaru had grown quite fond of. You mean alter ego, right? What's this? What's this? What you guys talking about? We're in the middle of important business, don't interfere. Me always black sheep, me sad. And you were the one who stole it, weren't you? Yes, that is correct. And using it, you roped Yamada into cooperating with you. Again, you are correct. Last night, after we dispersed from our little meeting, I paid Yamada's room a visit. Is there something you need? I have information I believe you would like to know. About the theft of a certain item, I know who the culprit is. Huh? Ishimaru, he stole it. I have proof as well, would you like to see it? I then showed him on that digital camera a photograph of that very thing in Ishimaru's bedroom that I prepared before visiting him. Of course, I deleted it right away. And as I thought, 'twas him. But how? It was supposed to be a signal of if he or I approached it, which is why Ishimaru forced me to take it. What? Please forgive me. Ishimaru threatened me. He threatened you? Last night, Ishimaru came to my bedroom.
What had happened then pains me to recall. He forcibly... What? He even took pictures and said if I didn't help him, he would show them to everyone else. I'm sorry, I had no choice.
Fuck you, bitch!
He is a criminal, an unabashed criminal. That monster, he knew I'd fallen off the... I knew he'd fallen off the deep end. I never imagined he would go this far! Oh, Yamada, such an easy mark. It's like he was born to be deceived.
Fuck you.
I speak these words for the first time in my life. I'll kill him. I'll annihilate Ishimaru. Please wait. If you go now, you'll be walking straight into his trap. His trap? Ishimaru is planning to escape from this place using what he stole. And his sights are set on you. Planning to escape, then he... Could it be? Ishimaru intends to kill you, yes. What? Also, he can keep it for himself. Monster. Monster, 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 monster! Are you comfortable letting such a barbarian continue to run free? I will not let him run free. I will save her! In that case, would you join forces? I just so happen to have a plan for such an occasion. A very special method that would allow us to not only retrieve it, but also escape from this academy. And that concludes my flashback. To whom are you speaking? Don't worry about it.
Wow, the fourth wall breaking there. That was actually kind of funny. Goddamn.
Yamada agreed right away. The effect that item had was quite considerable. Power of love, however twisted that love may be, it is a corrupting force.
It holds no bar. It's no holds barred playing with you, do that. While we're at it, was Yamada the one responsible for that ridiculous costume?
Yes, and it caused so much trouble that I bargained. So much more trouble than I bargained for. I quite simply asked him to prepare something that could be used to disguise one's face and posture. I had no idea he would prepare something like that, further solidifying my poor choice in accomplices. Why would you try to frame it all on me, dude? Because you're an imbecile.
That's it?
You, on the other hand, were perfect. Your stupidity far exceeded my expectations and was of great help. Though I feel very sorry for your parents.
Right on the inside, dude. Though, when going over the plan with Yamada, how did you explain having him played dead? You mean what Yamada was supposed to do when it was revealed that he wasn't actually dead?
This is what I said to Yamada. When you show yourself again having to be dead, say, I was on the verge of death. My wounds were not fatal. And Yamada believed that. That wasn't all, of course. In the plan I had presented to Yamada, I was supposed to kill someone while he was being questioned. In doing so, he would have an alibi and be free of suspicion. He believed every word. One of the oldest tricks in the book. I just told a lie at his level, and truly he didn't even question me. He believed that lie until the moment the hammer collided with his head. So you truly did intend to betray him from the very beginning. Naturally. Under this plan, the final death of a person who was feigning death could provide quite the boon. Just how little do you value human life? Less than a shard of a broken poker chip. I was simply doing whatever it took to win.
You sound like Toads, dude.
In his case, this is truly a game. I don't think we can be paired that way. In that case, what drove you to go this far? Was it for the money? Are you talking about Monokuma's 10 billion yen? Well, that is a considerable amount. That was in no way my only reason. From the moment we began our wretched lives in this academy, I could think of nothing but getting out. But weren't you always saying that we need to accept our fates, dude? Lying through my fucking teeth. Every waking moment, it was all I could do to endure this. More than every last one of you. I wanted nothing more than to get out of this hellhole. Do you want to know why? Do you? Because I have a dream. And to live my whole life in this place is supposed to throw away that dream. There's no way I could do something like that. My participation in Underwood gambling tournaments, betting my life for enormous sums of money, was all because of my dream. What's your dream, Celeste? You live in a European castle.
a castle? Oh my god.
And to surround myself with the most gorgeous men in the world, dress them as vampires, and make them into my own personal secret service, doubling as butlers. Thus transforming my world into a world of perfect aesthetic. Cadence. Fucking. My dream and my objective was to live out my life in that world. My life's work.
You are crazy as fuck.
Had I been able to add Monokuma's 10 billion yen to my underworld winnings, I could have achieved that. But that's as far as I made it. Regrettably, my dream has been shattered like a falling teacup. But I have no regrets. This is simply the result of me fighting for my dream until the very end. Yeah. You're passionate about your dream, but you seriously killed 2 of my friends just for that? Are you saying I should feel guilty? You're wasting your breath. I never think anything nor feel anything about sacrificing others for my own sake. That's simply how I was made. Isn't it amazing how differences in morals can make a conversation so awkward? You took the words right out of my mouth. How can you be so calm right now? Don't you forget you're going to die? How can you not be afraid? I'm quite proud to say that I'm among the most talented liars in existence. And not just to others, I can even deceive my own emotions. Not even unconsciously, but consciously.
So you're not afraid?
No, I am not afraid, so please, kill me as many times as you like. However, should I ever be reborn? Surely I will be reborn as Marie Antoinette.
If that happens, you'll just be executed again. That laugh coming from her somehow felt like poor limitation. She said she could never even deceive her own emotions. However, that itself was probably her final lie. In the end, she couldn't even fake her own laughter.
Get done yet? Alright then, let's get this going. It's punishment time for the order-disrupting villain. I prepared a very special punishment for Celestia Ludenberg, the super-duper high school high roller. Let's get this ball rolling. It's punishment time! One last thing, Kirigiri, I'd like you to have this. Does that truly bring hope? I was never able to believe it would. And that's why, no, it needs to be said. Have a wonderful life, everyone. And may we meet again in our next.
Bye, bitch. Game over. Celeste has been found guilty. Commencing execution. And how's this gonna go? What? What is going on? For Sally Sile, witch burning? Witch burning? She's getting burned alive at the stake. I will say I'm not happy that she's getting something like... What the fuck? What the fuck just happened? What the fuck? I have no words for that. I have no words for that. It's over. The third execution is over. Celeste's execution is over. I could never sympathize with Celeste for killing 2 of my friends, but even still, she too was a friend. Without hesitating, he
Ah, quite the pickle indeed. Once again, people had to die because you guys can't let go of your connections to the outside world. You're still young, you should value your lives a little more. Sheesh, how long's it gonna be before you guys can finally bear the hope of the next generation?
I couldn't care less about hope. I withdraw my candidacy. So let me out.
Doesn't matter what you want. You guys are the embodiment of hope. And my preordained destiny is to drag you guys down to the depths of despair. Kinda sad, but there's no getting around it.
Cut the crap, would you? How long do you intend on putting us through this? Just what the hell is your objective?
God, you're boring. Could you maybe stop asking that question? Anyways, Celeste gave you a key, didn't she, Kirigiri? What's it do, huh? Huh? What's that? Or answer your question, you answer mine. What did you do? What did you do to my body? What the fuck? What? Answer me. What did you do to my body? You're making me nervous. What did I do? What did I do? What do you mean? I have no idea. Not a clue.
What are they talking about? The Puppet Master did something to Kirigiri's body? What does she mean by that?
Looks like sparks are starting to fly, so I'm gonna slip out before things get bad. You guys continue enjoying life here in the academy, okay? If you get lonely, call me anytime. I'm not coming, though. Boo-boo, catch you later.
Monokuma disappeared, leaving us stricken with despair behind. However, our despair wasn't complete. We did have a tiny sliver of hope that was... Hey, Kirigiri, I know what Monokuma asked you about it earlier, but what was that key that you got from Celeste? In all likelihood, it's the key to one of the lockers in the dressing room. Huh? Then did she... I presume that's where she hid it.
Oi.
Where does a wise man hide a leaf in a forest? We should see for ourselves right away. Yes, you're right. We left the class courtroom in a hurry, and we headed for the dressing room. And as we drew near the dressing room, Kirigiri turned back to look at us and saying in a low tone, I'll take care of the rest by myself. Everyone else return to the cafeteria. I'll tell you what I find when I'm finished. Why only you? Isn't it obvious? As she spoke, Kirigiri glanced up at the security camera. That's not what I mean. I want to know why you. There's a chance you're the mole. Then I'll go too. You? Please let me do it. Squabbling over this here will just attract unwanted attention. Suit yourself. Thank you, Togami. Very well. We shall be waiting. See you back in the cafeteria, dude. Huh? Nayagi's going with Kirigiri? I get it. Break a leg, Nayagi. With a girl like her, you've got to make the first move and you're all set. Not paying any mind to Asahina's misunderstanding, everyone else went back to the cafeteria together. We should get going too. Yeah. That was funny. In interest of time, let's get started right away. Kirigiri pulled the key she had gotten from Celeste out of her pocket and inserted it into one of the lockers. She slowly opened the locker and inside. Good morning. It feels like it's been a while. That's alright, thank goodness. It's alright, thank goodness. Coming from Kirigiri, there was a surprising sense of sincere relief in her voice. I did exactly what Celeste told me to. Stayed quiet and didn't make a peep. Also, I should be able to access the files on the hard drive soon, tomorrow at the earliest. I'll keep working at it, so just wait a bit longer, okay? Anyway, that settles that. In this case, you could say things have been settled, but could we stay here for just a bit longer? I'd really like to hear your story while we've got the chance. Please, Kirigiri, what were you doing all by yourself? Is that why you came with me, to have this conversation? But it's nothing you need to know right now. I don't need to know. I'm concerned about you, Kirigiri. Concerned? You went missing during the investigation without a word. Yes, I was concerned. And then, you wouldn't even explain yourself. You keep doing this, and it's natural people would suspect the Puppet Master. I'm the Puppet Master's mole. You do too, don't you? No, I don't. I believe in you, Kirigiri. You believe in me? Why wouldn't I? What's so unnatural in trusting a friend? That's why I wanted to talk to you. I want you to believe in me too, because we're friends. Alright. I'll try believing too. Believing in you. Then... Okay, I'll talk. I'll tell you why I disappeared and where it is I went. You see... What Kirigiri told me then, in all honesty, came as a surprise. Despite the fact that I just declared I believed in her, it wasn't something I could easily accept. So I waited to confirm it for myself with my own eyes. When nighttime rolled around, I set out. What?
So.
There are no cameras or TV screens in the men's room on the second floor. In the supply closet there, along the back wall. We're gonna find out what Kirigiri told me about. The back of the supply closet in the men's room. Okay, I don't think we can just cut this off. We need to figure this shit out right here, right now. I'm not gonna cuck y'all right here. It's not a game I will be playing. Glance, this looks like your everyday supply closet. It's what Kirigiri told me about really hidden in a place like this. What the fuck am I looking for? What the fuck is that? A shower head? Oh, is that a door? What the fuck? She said it was along the back wall in the supply closet, didn't she? But I don't... Without any real reason, I placed my hand on the supply closet's back wall. And all of a sudden, like I was being sucked in. Thump. As I heard that loud noise, I went bounding through the wall, not having any idea what was happening. What the fuck is this? Collapsed into the room behind the supply closet. Huh? So basically, the wall at the back of the supply closet is some sort of rotating door, and I'm on the other side. Exactly as Kirigiri said.
So.
In the men's room on the second floor in the supply closet there, along the back wall, is a hidden room behind that wall. And this is that hidden room? What exactly is in here? What the fuck? And a desk with drawers. Thanks. Huge volume of files here, even some old yearbooks too. They're all covered in dust. Among those files, my eyes were quickly drawn to a volume at the end of one of the shelves. Balgamini Academy Student Register? Is there anything that isn't coated in dust? Has someone handled it recently? I casually picked up that file, but before I could see what was inside, my attention was drawn to a single scrap of paper that had fallen out of it. What's this? Must not leave this place? That's kind of unusual. I would understand it if it said, you cannot leave this place, but you must not leave this place? What's this? I'm getting lightheaded. I have this weird feeling, like deja vu. Those words, you must not leave this place. I feel like I've heard them somewhere before, but I can't remember. What do I do? What do I know? What don't I know? What the fuck? What the fuck? A noise rang out from within my head. Sound of my brain rattled around. And the next moment, there was darkness. Nothing made sense. It began incomprehensibly, and so it ended. It was some time before I opened my eyes again. Yeah. Ow, ow, ow. It seemed I'd lost consciousness after being hit. What the fuck was that shit? That's all I knew. That was all I knew. That was all the dull throbbing in the back of my head could tell me. It's an empty bookshelf. Huh? An empty bookshelf. They're gone? It's all gone. The yearbooks and the student registers and even the scrap of paper on the floor. All just disappeared? What the heck? It's the most incohesive thought I could drag from my rattled mind. The pain in the back of my head had begun spreading to the rest of my body. Anyway, I should head back to my room and get some rest. I dragged my heavy body and scrambled thoughts out of the hidden room and toward my bedroom. What the fuck was that? I managed to make it down to the first floor of the school zone. Yeah. The more I walked, the more my eyes were glazing over, and I couldn't make out any of the details of my surroundings. I collapsed where I stood, forming a little ball on the floor. The next moment, I hear something in the distance. It's faint, but it was definitely something. The sound is coming from the gym. I collected all of the energy I could muster and staggered into the foyer outside the gym. The sounds grew fiercer as I drew closer. Bam. Something is going on? No, there's obviously something going on. It's coming from inside the gym. I'm gonna just go until the chapter ends. I quietly poked my head into the gymnasium. When I did, the sounds grew even more intense. What the fuck? What are you doing? The superhuman battle unfolding before my eyes. Well, at least one of the two kind of fit the human description. Anyway, I was frozen in place, unable to avert my eyes from the conflict. It was like I had forgotten how to move, how to breathe. What's the meaning of this? Answer me. What is the meaning of this? Turning against me. Sakura the mole? What? This isn't what you agreed to. I have made my decision. I will stand idly by no more. I will play your games no more. And I will be enslaved by my past no more. I have resolved myself to fight against you. Really? Well, you know what will happen if you do that, don't you? Can't imagine you've forgotten about the hostages. What the heck is this? What are they talking about? Hostages? And does that mean the Puppet Master's mole is... Oh, shit! And then there were 7. To be continued. I'm not going to comment on that. Alright, well, I think that's a good place to stop off since it's the end of the chapter. Thanks everybody for coming out, and next time we'll get to the bottom of what the fuck just happened. See you guys then.